Also, like I don't really have a structure to this, but I work
You
best
on
at it.
YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, all
TikTok.
platforms. Bro, TikTok be where you be getting like I be getting hella I be having hella viewers off TikTok. Like yo, what's good? What's good? What's good, everyone? All right, new I told y'all we was gonna be doing some new content stuff in 2025. One thing I wanted to do, obviously I talk about a lot of sketch. I'm gonna get back to you after the stream. After the stream, I'm gonna email you. But yeah, one thing I said I wanted to start doing was more stuff. One thing I always talk about on social is like mindset stuff, recruiting, and all things of that nature. So I was like, hey, we're gonna start doing that on live. But y'all might not know he don't be on social media for real, but it's my brother Kieran. We call him. Actually,
Kieran?
I'm let you introduce yourself. We can let you
Nah,
introduce
what's up,
yourself.
man? Yeah, my name's Kieran. Former football player in high school. Ended up having some, medical issues that caused me to retire. But, I stayed chopping it up with Hunter about, some of the goings on about, trying to be an athlete, pursuing the collegiate professional level and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, I mean,
on today to talk about some of that stuff.
we both got bad knees for real. But
I was the OG.
nah, his knees did go out before mine. But all right, now first thing I don't even got like I only got like bullet points of what to talk about, but we finna just talk how we normally talk. All right, so first thing we gonna talk about is you actually mentioned it earlier. This thing now of young kids. I don't want to say being pushed, but like this like obviously you coach basketball, so you'll have a lot of young kids who come in and say, oh, I'm playing for this AAU team, I'm playing for this travel team. Parents come up to you saying, oh, we're paying X amount for this, X amount for that. How do you feel about that in this day and age? Like, what do you feel is the right age to kind of start pursuing stuff at that level?
I, it's a loaded question because I think it all depends on what you're chasing in pursuing those opportunities. Like, I think some kids are so good that they have to pursue, competition that can force them to kind of develop in that way. But, there are a lot of kids who, back when we were young, like if you played AAU, like that was like a thing. Like you were one of, playing on one of maybe 10 teams in your state, maybe, or for Jersey, like a smaller state, like there might have been 15 legitimate
Yeah.
AAU programs in the state. Now it's like there's damn near 10 programs per town that you might be able to play on. So like at that point you're just kind of playing the play, and the issue is really just like, again, in football it's a little different just because there isn't the culture around AAU, but in basketball it's just like there's no need to go be seen at an age where nobody's looking for you, right? Like,
Yeah. Nah, we talk
you
about
know,
this. We talk about this a lot for sure. But I think it's kind of even the same in 7-on-7 football, where if you're playing it to have fun, to put your kid in like a team environment, to get them reps at just competition, super valuable, right? Like all that stuff, really valuable. I think when it becomes, and it's not everyone, I'm not saying it's everyone, I'm saying there is a segment of people out there who 8-year-old flag football, 8-year-old tackle travel football, talking about we need to get our kids the exposure for this, exposure for that. No college coach is checking for you at 8 years old, 9 years old. Like it's just not happening. So I think a big part of it is just parents not understanding kind of how the process works. And in doing that, just throwing money away for stuff they don't need to be throwing money away for.
and again, it's not like, again, if it's an enjoyable experience and the kids are having fun, that's one thing, but there should be zero pressure on, you know,
Yeah.
playing
Winning it.
travel ball. Like yeah, like nobody cares if you win a tournament. Nobody cares if you even really play well at 10 years old, 12 years, like 11 years. Like people care if you play well, like when you're playing well at in high school, like junior
Yeah.
year of high school. Like that's it. And in football, it's probably sophomore year of high school is when, it starts to really matter as far as, what you're doing in front of people. But nobody's check the, I don't know what kind of BS rankings they have for football like that at the young level, but like
Oh, I've seen them.
nobody who's like them top 10
Yeah,
middle
top
school,
10,
like
20, 30, top 10, 20,
it's like
30 players.
yeah, it's like nobody cares about that,
I mean,
like
most of it is really just, oh, this kid hit his growth spurt before everyone else. So he's,
yeah. And I mean, again, I think basketball is a little bit more accurate of a prediction. Like there's rankings that you can look at, and some of the kids that are on those rankings, kind of maintain that level throughout high school. But for the most part, like even if you look at the top 10, the ESPN, freshman 25 list, like 50% of that list isn't even in the top 50 to 75 by the time they're seniors. So it's like so much stuff happens. There's so much, there's so many variables that go into, your ability to be a D1 level player that, you just kind of you have to think about becoming as good as you possibly can so that when the time comes for when people are watching you, like you can perform. And sometimes spending time and most of your energy in the travel circuit is going to allow you to get to the point where you're the best version of yourself. But if the pursuit of playing on those travel teams or any of that stuff is like an inefficient way to develop, like if you could just go to the gym and put work in on your own
yeah.
instead of that, like I would do that. Like you don't have to play. You could literally be a ghost as far as, you know, whose radar you're on. And then if you just are good and you play junior year and you're really good, then you're gonna show up on everyone's radar. Like,
Not facts. I think the big issue too is, especially with social media now, and obviously, I make my living off social media, so I'm not gonna, like, I don't want to talk down on it too much, but there is the issue of, you see everyone else, what they're doing and what's going on with them, and you think it applies to a vast amount of people. Like, you see an eighth grader get an offer, now people are like, oh my God, like, I'm behind because I'm in eighth grade. Like, I get DMs all the time. Yo, I'm in eighth grade. I feel like I'm behind because I'm only 5'4", 110 pounds. I don't have any offers. Like, how do I manage? It's like, no, 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 no. The eighth grader you see getting the offer, that's like a 0.0001% occurrence. Like, this isn't something that everyone's doing.
and generally that offer by the time they're senior, like most of the time that player ends up not even being
Oh,
at that level
yeah,
anymore.
no, if they're not at that level, then offer's gone. But I think it goes back to the point of feeling super rushed in the process nowadays of a lot of people, which is where you start to see parents pushing kids to, oh, we got to go to
Yeah.
50, we got to go to the Georgia camp, Alabama camp, LSU camp for my freshman son who is 5'2", 120 pounds, hasn't even come close to hitting his growth spurt yet. And like I said before, it's like there's a certain, like, yes, camps are super important, but there's a certain point where if you're going to them does absolutely nothing. Like, yes, you're in front of the coaches, but if the coaches like see you and turn their head, doesn't matter what you're in front of them doing, doesn't matter what you do, like, you're just there to be there.
I mean, yeah, like, and if we're gonna like talk about this in kind of like a structured kind of fashion, like I think the best place to start would be like if you are, you know, you just finished your freshman, because this is the situation most people are in. Like you just finished your freshman football season, you played on the freshman team, or even if you played varsity and you weren't like, one of the star players on the team. Like I don't necessarily think there's any benefit to going around to college camps if you're in that situation.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like if
I'm
you're a freshman and you played freshman, and I think the most important piece, and we spoke about this before, like if you are physically impressive, like if you walk into a room and you are impressive physically, whether it's, you're six, let's say you're an edge rusher who's 6'4" with long arms, broad shoulders, you might only be 215, but you
yeah, a lot
very
of room to
much
develop.
display somebody who you have room to develop. You should probably go get in front of college coaches as early as you can. But it's because when you walk into the room, they're going to immediately start talking to you because you're impressive physically.
Yeah, you remember, like,
Like
when
if
not to put his business out there. Well, actually, we're not gonna say any names, but one of Dad's friends who he's like pressed about the recruiting process because he's seen my videos talking about it. And he's like, yo, what do we have to do for my son to get him offers, get him on radars? He sent dad I remember dad sent me a his huddle. His huddle was, 2 minutes long. First thing it said, 6'4", 220, 4740. I was like, you don't gotta do anything. You don't gotta you don't gotta go to Kent, you don't gotta email no one. Just hey, put him in a bigger school. He's in a like small school now. Put him in a little bit bigger of a school, and everything will come in from there. Now, bro has like 50 offers and a 4-star. So
it's like, I was talking about it before, like, I, I went to high school with people who didn't play football, and when the coaches would, when college football coaches would walk in the room, they would like to talk to this kid who did not play football. He played basketball, and it's because he was 6'6",
yeah,
6'7", like, and looked like he might be able to at some point play football. Like college coaches at the end of the day have a lot of confidence in their ability to turn somebody into a football player,
yeah,
and develop players. So, and the thing that they trust the most is, somebody having the talent, the physical talent, and no ability and no skill, and they can give them that. Like, they're generally not going to look to the person, especially early on with no proof points about your level of productivity at the college level specifically. They're just not going to look to people that don't have the physical tools to stand up.
no, I mean that's why I say like the majority of the process is, or the recruiting process is, what your physical tools are and how a coach feels they can develop them. That's like the most important thing. Stats they don't really care about. Your skills are important, but not the most important thing. Like the physical measurables is kind of paramount, kind of what people care about, really. I think we talk about this all the time. Like what you're born with is what you're born with. That's kind of what, like, you're actually, let's not switch lanes, but we was talking about this, right? You can't control how tall you are. You can't control a lot of times what your athletic ceiling is. So you can get more athletic. Obviously, me personally, like, I was slow as hell in high school when I was young, got faster over time, but I was never gonna, like, you're never gonna be Tyreek Hill. You're never gonna, just with training gets a running a 4.2, 5.40. Like, not happening.
No.
I think where a lot of kids go wrong is they think like, oh, I can't. Not even, hold up. I think sorry, I was reading chat. It'd be messing me up. Hey, we're gonna answer questions. I'm gonna answer questions in like 20 minutes, and then we're gonna resume. Let me think where I cut it off. But no, so I think where a lot of kids go wrong is they start focusing and worrying about all the stuff they can't control and how it's holding them back, and eventually it causes them to not hit their ceiling. So me personally, like, if I had been like, damn, I'm too small, too slow, let me just like not work because it's not going to result in it's not resulting in anything in the moment. Once my body caught up to me, I wouldn't have been in a position where, all right, now I can take advantage of everything because I've been working my technique, I've been working the speed. So now that my body's caught up, I'm in a position where, okay, I'm someone who college coaches actually want to talk to, actually want to look at, I think where a lot of kids go wrong is not working for them. They stop, they quit, and then their body does catch up to them at a certain point, and now they don't have the reps, in the gym. They don't have the reps on the practice field, working their technique, working their craft. So then, all right, now you get to senior year, oh shit, you're just really not that good of a player, and yeah, your body caught up, but you're just not physically impressive. You're not impressive enough to get on radars, and as a result, you're kind of cooked at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just kind of, as an athlete, pretty much, like, you have to have confidence that your preparation is important, regardless of whether the results are showing.
Yeah, I remember
right?
I
Like,
saw someone say process over profits.
yeah, I mean,
Kinda stuck with
absolutely.
me.
Like, I mean, again, and people always use this example, like, just because you don't study for a test and you go in and you get an A doesn't mean that, like, that's the process that's going to lead to you getting A's consistently. Like, no, like, you got lucky,
Yeah.
or test wasn't actually that hard, and like you just so happen to be able to get away with it. But like, taking that to sports, like, if you're not lifting and taking care of your body, from like a strength standpoint, but then even like, there's kids that don't stretch consistently and don't, do, preventative injury training and all this other stuff. And then, you know, they end up coming up with like an injury or something like that you can never prevent, but you can do the things that are necessary to make sure that you're giving yourself the best chance to stay healthy, right? And if you're a young kid and you're playing sports and you don't put in all the work necessary, like, number one, it's just like there's no reason. Like, the one thing you can control is that somebody doesn't have an advantage over you that is like stems from putting in work. Like, giving somebody else an advantage over you because they work harder makes zero sense, especially if you're a kid that's not physically talented or not like supremely physically talented. So it's like imagining a scenario where somebody else gets an offer who is of equal physical capability, and they just like worked harder, so they're better than you. Like, that should scare you enough to never not put the work in when it comes to sports. Like,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, obviously we've seen enough to understand it, but you get kids who are in the moment, get kids who are going through it. And I don't know, bro. I just don't know how to describe it. It's like, just don't want it for real. Like that, that's always my big thing. Like, I
That's
don't
what it
give a
comes
damn
down
what
to.
anyone says. Like, you'll ask like someone, because I get a shit ton of DMs like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I'm trying to make it to this level, trying to make it to that level. Ask them, all right, when's the last time you got like extra work? Oh, I don't. We just be lifting. I just lift with my team and play 7-on-7. It's like, all right, that, like, you got to think there are kids out there who can wake up in the morning, do absolutely nothing, and they're gonna be like 3 times what you are. Not a lot, but there are definitely kids like that out there. There are other kids who put in a marginal work, are gonna be like 2 times what you are. So you have to think like, okay, I have to catch up to people, not just even like surpass them, not like, open the gap. I have to catch up to other people right now based on what I am currently. And some of y'all like don't do any, like, if you're doing the same stuff as other people, you're not gonna be in a higher position than them. I don't like
Like, the funny thing too, though, is like the and like, it's not complicated. Like, when we said this before, like, it's not complicated. It's the shit is hard, right? Like,
yeah.
it takes a lot of hard work. But as far as like what you have to do, it's pretty simple, and especially now with like the resources available, as far as like specifically drills and all that stuff to get better and all that stuff. Like, there should be like a bare minimum. I don't like kind of throwing out blanket stuff, but like, whether it's basketball or football, like, you should be spending, minimum, I would say 3 days, and this is bare minimum. Like, I think for the most part, it should be every single day. Like,
But
at the end of the day, your
doing
pursuit,
something. It's not like,
your pursuit of going to play Division I sports or college sports in general, like, is a job. So like, you need to treat it like that, like 7 days a week kind of thing. But like, you should be on the field or on the court doing, sport specific kind of training, whether it's like, you're DB, you're doing like DB work, or, you're doing shooting work and ball handling stuff as a basketball player. Like, you should be on the court doing that kind of stuff, like 5 days a week outside of whatever your team practices are. Like, so whether you're playing, if you're playing AAU in the spring, or and you're playing, high school ball, or whatever you're kind of, if you're younger than high school and you're playing your kind of rec town ball, like, that's great. You should be getting 5 days of on court work to address exactly what you need to improve on your own. And then I would say the thing that the place where kids go wrong is they don't spend the 5 days a week on, or actually, honestly, every day on the stretch, like the real
like
deal
the quote unquote
stretching program.
the other stuff.
Like the other stuff, meaning, and again, lifting weights is a part of it, but like, for most kids, like, I think the lifting weights piece of it will come once you get to high school. Like, I think developing a routine around taking care of your body is like one of the more important pieces, because it's number one, like, to give the other place where you don't want to give people an advantage is like in just being healthier than you.
No, like,
Like,
you're
that is like
best available.
that is the worst place.
Actually, I remember we had a sign at Michigan. It said, the unmotivated player, the bad player, and the hurt player are all the same. And I saw it, and at first you're looking at it like, bro, that's crazy. Like, you can't control injury, but it's like, at the end of the day, sports is such a either you did it or you didn't. Like, it's results driven, results based. So whatever the reason you're not getting results doesn't matter. Like, if you're not getting results, you're not getting the results. And all right, next man up, next person in there.
But the other thing too is like, yeah, you can't like you could stretch every day and be great about like taking care of your body, and you can still get hurt. But you never know that if you were to do more to take care of your body, that an injury wouldn't show up. Like I think like again, I even now and like even now when I'm not playing actively, but like I have to be pretty active because I coach and play pickup a lot. Like I spend about an hour and a half a day like on stretching, exercise, all that kind of stuff. I roll my ankle all the time, but like the endurance I have, or the amount of kind of scar tissue I have in developing kind of my ankle strength and reflexes to where if I can roll my ankle and it doesn't really impact me the same way I see it impact other people because I train my ankles in a good way. Like that's an example of something where it's like I don't think if I didn't put that extra work in that I would be able to avoid injury in those scenarios, right? Like people that like have soft tissue injuries all the time. Like there's nothing to say that you're doing anything wrong potentially, but like you could potentially be solving these issues by taking care of them in advance or by training in a different way or putting in an extra hour a day. Because the other piece that we always talk about is like you have 24 hours in a day. Let's say you sleep for 8 hours a day, right? 16 hours left in that day. It only really takes to put in all the work that you need in order to, do everything in your power to make sure that you can be the best athlete possible. It only takes another 3 hours, like 3 hours a day for the most part.
At max too, like
right? Max. Yeah, like in addition, like if it's you at the gym, it probably takes 3.5, 4 hours because this dude literally can't lift in under 2 hours. But
all right, well,
like
there's a reason for that.
It should take you like you can accomplish everything you need to in less than 3 hours a day. Like if you do 3 hours a day max, and you're working on the right stuff, you're putting yourself in a good position to, to give yourself the best chance to reach the highest places.
Yeah, because that's
that's the only thing you can control. Yeah. That's the only thing you control.
Like that's ultimately what it is. Like you can't control if you quote unquote make it or not. You can control
your ceiling's not up.
Yeah, you can control what your ceiling is. Or you can control if you reach your ceiling. You can't control what the ceiling is, which I mean, at the end of the day, like my ceiling, I've 100% maximized my ceiling. Like whatever level you saw me at in high school, it was like, oh shit, like I ain't even back then I didn't know what my ceiling like was gonna be, but I just kept working and it's like, oh shit, wait, like I thought this was my ceiling, I hit that. All right, now I think this is my ceiling, I hit that. Until finally I learned my ceiling was, all right, you're in the top 1% of football players, not the top 0.7% of football players, which, either way, it's like, all right, I know, like, that's why I can sleep so well at night when everyone asks, like, oh, why are you done playing? Like, are you thinking about playing again? It's like, nah, because I know I did everything in my power to get to where I was. I don't think my body had much more in it to, push to a higher level. Like, I pushed it as far as it could go.
Dudes was cooked, bro. Like, for you fortunately got to reach that point in college, bro. When your body cooked, your body's cooked, bro.
Oh no, super cooked. Like absolutely, just absolutely ruined. It's
nothing you can do about that shit, bro.
And I really realized that when I was training afterwards, like when I was still training to stay in shape, I was like, dang, I don't have the same like technology and all that stuff. I gotta kind of like, you gotta kind of like finesse it a little bit. And it's like, damn, it's not the same.
When you're not getting the massages on the daily, when you're not,
bro, you don't got the stim. Nah, I bought a stim machine, but it's like, damn, I got ultrasound. I don't got the like UV light razor thing. But now circling back to what you said before about all the resources, that's another thing that kind of gets me too, because I came up in an era where you couldn't just go on Instagram and TikTok, look up DB drills and find DB drills. Like
they were like real and there were like legitimate, like knowledge individuals.
Oh yeah, like former players, former coaches, current coaches, like doing stuff. It was like, oh, you have maybe 3 YouTube videos and that's it. But like I still figured out a way to kind of do all this stuff. I think if you have to ask, yo, how do I do this? How do I get better at this? I really think you're already kind of behind. Like you're already cooked. You just like to me, it just proves you have a mindset where it's not like you're not really proactive in getting better. And
Nah,
there are
not
too
at
many
all,
people
bro.
out there that are super proactive in getting better to where if you're not like them, you're ultimately like they're just gonna kind of like run laps around you. And
Yeah. I think the valid question, like if somebody was to reach out to you, like the valid question would to be like, hey, these are the things that I'm doing right now. Are these the kinds of things that are the right things to do? Is there anything that you would tweak about kind
yeah,
of my workout schedule? Like, do you have advice on maybe, a specific drill? Send you a damn video of them doing a drill. Be like,
I actually got
yo,
that. I
is
got
there
that.
something else that I can do? Is there something I can do better in this drill? It's like
Yep.
if you're just asking about, what can I do? It's like, fam, like go on Google,
Yeah. No.
go on
100%.
YouTube. Like,
And like I hate saying it sometimes because like it makes you sound like a dick, but it's like I can't really sit like there's no way for me to tell you every possible thing you should be doing, like every drill you should be doing. Like even if I tried, I'm gonna miss out on things. But I like usually when people are like, yo, how do I get better at DB? I just say, yo, go follow backpedal school. Like that's one of those resources that people have nowadays, didn't have back then, but there's no like I mean, kind of like I said before, there's no you're just behind the eight ball if
you,
you need someone else to
you
give you a guided plan on how to get better because it's not like we say it's not complicated at all.
But you know what's funny? Like I go back to this all the time. Like when I just think about anything, but like somebody somewhere had to do something for the first time.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
somebody somewhere had to learn how to do the thing that you're trying to do for the first time with no resources. So, like if you approach things with that, you're never gonna ask a question that is like look up, like searchable.
yeah.
And like how do I like you should be exhausting all of the options available. Like, did you ever have like a teacher in school say like ask three people and then you can come ask me?
Yeah, not for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
like that's really how it is.
Actually it used to piss me off, but like looking back, I'm like, yo, that was actually super like invaluable, like
I
super
mean, it's like
invaluable.
go find an answer. Go find an answer, and then if nothing comes back, then then that's valid. Like if nothing comes back on what you're trying to learn, like you should then go ask somebody who you expect to have the knowledge. But you
Hey
know,
Chase, I'm gonna get to you in 1 second, but
but yeah, I mean, like you have to seek it out for yourself. I think as an athlete, a
yeah,
lot.
because there's gonna be points too where especially when you get to like the higher and higher you get, you're like there's a lot more just you time. There's a lot more time to yourself. In that time, you're not like, you know, in college, you can't hit up your coaches, yo, coach, how do I get my back pedal better? Like, how can I
But
become better at braking?
but then the other piece of it too is that I think you have to develop an understanding of what works for you to develop yourself the best way possible. Because there's times where like when you're in a team setting and like the drills and the stuff that you're doing is centered around kind of just what's best for as far as what's going to work for the most people in the team. Like I've been in stuff where I felt like this probably isn't like the best thing for me to be doing right now. So like
Yeah.
any chance you get to like do the work on your own, you want to make sure that you're doing the work in the way that works best for you, and like you have to have a really good understanding of that, you know for yourself. Like you can't rely that to that degree on other people when it comes to your development as an athlete. Like
Yeah,
you
no,
kind
for
of
sure.
really need to lock into what you're doing on your own.
For sure. Hey, Tay, everything we're talking about right now applies to all sports, like literally all sports. We're
Nah, like
talking about it in terms
legitimately
of
every
football and
single one.
basketball, but it's every single sport is pretty much the same in
Yeah,
getting better.
there's small nuance difference as far as like the timing of certain stuff. Like I would say football, the timing of when coaches look at you is a little different than basketball. But like as far as your preparation, like it's all the same. Like, if you play basketball, you should be, in full control of your development. Like you should be able to walk somebody through the workouts that you do. Like you should be able to talk in detail. Like I do this, then this,
And
and
this is why I'm doing them.
and this is why I'm doing it. Like, and if you can talk like that about your preparation, then you're in a good spot for whatever sport.
All right, wait. So, Monk, so I'm not saying be your own person. I'm saying you have to kind of take control of your development of skills. So you can't, like, yes, you can. So if, there's some people not really disciplined, not really able to be self-sufficient in it. So if you know you're that kind of person, find a coach that you can go to and they'll develop you, right? Like, I'm not saying, having a personal trainer, having a coach is bad. I'm saying if you're someone that needs that, that's the avenue you go. A lot of times, though, if you're having a super specific issue in like some type of skill or something like that, like for me, right, back in high school, my start in my 40, terrible, awful. My first thought wasn't, oh, let me go to a speed trainer and get them to work on it with me. My first thought was, all right, let me go on YouTube, figure out, all right, what are like the elite sprinters doing? What are guys who run fast 40s? What do they do? Look it up. And now I'm going to start working on that. And I did have a speed trainer too, but a lot of the stuff I did was stuff I found myself and learned myself.
You know what's funny, right? So like, but you and I both, like, we picked up golf probably like what, 2.5, 3 years ago.
Yes, like two and a half probably.
Right, like you've actually gone to a lesson before. I
Well,
have not.
my lesson was, granted, my lesson was like 2 years after I started playing.
No, yeah. So,
And I
but
got
the
it for my
point is
birthday.
like, if you don't like try something to figure something out on your own, right? Like, number one, you don't really have the ability to go somewhere, and if somebody's telling you something that like when you do it, it doesn't feel all the way right. Like, no, like I think people really do have to understand that like people that give you advice and coaches and teachers and all that kind of stuff are human beings, and there's like degrees of quality when it comes to these people. So like you can't really just take what anybody says as far as advice on anything as law. Like you've definitely been around coaches before where you're looking at them like, yo, bro, like that is not how you do that. Like,
no, for
like
sure,
that is
for sure.
that is not good advice. Like I have to disregard this advice. So like you have to go into an experience with a coach with kind of knowledge that you can then stand on, and so that way you're just not absorbing all this information without kind of filtering it through.
And there's like usually there's not one right way to do something. Like there are different ways to do stuff. So having the knowledge of all the different ways, you can then go back and say, all right, this works for me, this doesn't work for me. This kind of works in this scenario, this doesn't work in this scenario. So now I can take that coaching that you gave me, take the coaching I've learned in other spots, and use that to make myself as good as I can be as possible.
But then, and then the other piece of it too is you just go in with just a more focused kind of target for working with an expert, quote unquote. Like, like if you go to a DB coach and you're saying, hey, when I'm doing this specifically, I'm having this specific issue. Like, how can we work to fix this? If you just go somewhere and you're just like, I want to be better. Like,
like you have to know
really going to help.
Like you have to be very targeted and specific. That, like, I remember that was another thing. Not like a teacher, but when I used to have tutoring, I remember obviously when I was, school, I used to be on bullshit. Not at times, but like at times I was, not like super lazy. Obviously, I graduated from college and everything. It was a 3.8 student in high school, but I remember there's a couple times I would go into tutoring like. I don't even have a question. I like didn't really pay attention to the lecture. Didn't really know what was going on. Just went in like, like teach me this stuff. And those were like super unproductive sessions. Like didn't really get a lot done. Didn't really learn a lot. But when I was locked in, went there and was like, yo, I'm not really understanding like this specific point from the lesson. That's when you kind of get value. So just going somewhere and saying, I want to get better. Like getting better is a very arbitrary thing. Like it's not really, or not arbitrary, but it's very.
And also, like you're just gonna spend time addressing stuff that doesn't need addressing. Like you'd rather go to someone who's an expert to like learn something that you didn't know and work on something very specific that you had an issue with. Like don't, especially if you're like, again, trainers and all this stuff. Like it's money. Like at the end of the day, you're investing money to go work with these people. You want to receive the most value out of it as possible, which is why I would always say to try and solve it first, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, I don't know how many athletes just have unlimited budgets to be able to go and kind of, fuck around with 10 different trainers to find the right ones and all that stuff. So, like, you got to make sure when you're going to somebody, you're able to kind of evaluate whether it's worth it or not. And you're not, 10 sessions down the drain and then you're like, hey, this guy's not going to help me.
Because I'll tell you this. Now, me personally, I don't do this. I try and be very targeted with my drills. There are a lot of people, they will take you. If you go to there, I just want to get better. they'll go, all right, we're going from the very, very beginning, backpedal for an hour, and that's the whole workout. And they'll be like, oh, we got a 15-week progression or some bullshit like that. But let me see.
Or they're just, they're copy paste template training you, like where it's like, this is what I do with everybody, so I'm gonna just do it with you. Like,
pretty much. All right, we got a question. All right, so we got, all right, how to get your confidence up. We talked. I remember that whole text conversation we had that one time.
Here we go.
All right, confidence. So, me being a naturally confident person who was just born with an immense amount of confidence. I'm playing. Confidence. Confidence is 100% worked on. Like 100% something you build and develop like any others. Like it's really a skill at the end of the day. Like treat it as a skill.
It's definitely a skill.
Because I can assure you, there were a lot of times in my career where I was super confident. There were a lot of times where I was not confident at all. Like lost it pretty much. Like every time you lose it, you have to work to earn it. Like you have to work to earn it back. Like confidence isn't some God-given right. It's not something it's not something everyone deserves. It's not something, like you should just have confidence by virtue of being an athlete or virtue of being a human. It's like, no. Some people get confidence, and the reason they get it and others don't is because they work for it.
Now, so what I would say too is though, there's like different, you have to kind of identify the source of your lack of confidence, right? Because like
for sure,
some people, right? So like, what's the funniest thing in the world is like, I got a lot of confidence, right? My freshman year, like was like 150. And then sophomore year, I got up to like 175, right? Now, again, put the work in to get there, but I got a lot of confidence just from being bigger and not being smaller than other people. So if like your lack of confidence is something that you can't necessarily control because like you walk into, you're on a field and you're just smaller than everybody, you have to find the other things that you can do that can give you confidence. So like if you're smaller than everybody else, you better, or you're shorter than everybody else, let's say, you better make sure that like you can control how strong you're putting in the work to make sure you're strong enough, and you're putting in the work to make sure that you're fast enough and all this other stuff, and just know that like, yeah, you're not gonna be taller than anybody, but you have to be secure in that, and go in there and find other ways to be confident. And I would say your confidence needs to be just rooted in the fact that you've prepared to be ready for whatever situation that you're in, and accept the fact that you might fail, like you might not have success, right? Like you can prepare.
I mean,
and
that's
still
where like
not
the
have
process over profits.
Yeah, like your confidence needs to be in the fact that you're ready for it. Like, having a lack of confidence because you're not sure that you've prepared enough is like, that's a controllable source of kind of a lack of confidence. So I'd say making sure that you're preparing in a way that allows you to not question whether you're ready or not.
Yeah, like I would say I never ever woke up for a game, the morning of a game, was like, I don't know if I'm like prepared enough for this. I don't know if I'm gonna remember their plays. I don't know if I like don't know our playbook. It was always like, all right, I've done everything I could this week to put me in position. So it doesn't matter if we were playing a not D3, but FCS team, or we were playing Bama. Like it was always the same way going into the game of, I know for a fact the work I've put into this moment, I know no matter what happens, I'm ready for anything, ready for whatever. I'm ready to go. Now, there are other people who actually, I will say too, I think a part of a reason people don't feel confident at times too is, I don't know the like exact term for it, but almost making the magnitude of what they're doing bigger than it needs to be, if that makes sense, and making the stakes of failure more than they need to be. So there were a lot of times, right, where, especially when I was younger, I was like, oh, if I make a mistake right here, like I'm done. Like I'm never gonna, like I'm not gonna play. Like I'm gonna be, like I'm kind of cooked. Like while that is a true thing, while there are times where if you make a mistake, your opportunity's gone. If you kind of put those thoughts in your head, I feel like that's when you start tensing up, you start getting nervous, you start kind of feeling like, oh damn, I gotta, like, that feeling when you're just on the field, like trying not to make a mistake versus when you're on the field, like balling out.
I mean, again, like like I think that's where the confidence needs to like start, and it's in like I'm pursuing making plays, and you know, mistakes are, just a side effect of the pursuit of making a play. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you're an athlete, like if you're a receiver, like, you know, receiver's probably a bad example. Like football's a little bit more structured. So like, I guess the idea would be like in basketball, right? Like if you're a basketball player and you catch the ball up top against a bad matchup and you go isolate that matchup, like you have to be confident that me pursuing making this play is the right play, and whether I make or miss the shot, like that was the right idea. Now again, you have to have the confidence to make sure that, like, if you go pursue that and there's whether it's your coaches or whatever, like, are saying like, hey, that was the wrong play, you have to just be able to say like, no, no, that like that was the right play. Or if you're a uh like, I'm trying to think of like a football example, but like,
If you're a
you know
quarterback and you check out of a
I guess
play,
the I guess the best one would be like running backs when they like make cuts that like aren't necessarily where they're supposed to run.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
the best running backs in the NFL like make cuts because they're confident that that cut is going to result in a play happening,
yeah, no, they
and
have the
like they can produce big plays because they take risks with the cuts that they make.
yeah, yeah,
Right? Like the worst thing in the world is when you watch your football team and the running back runs right into the back of the O lineman, and it's like,
because that's where it was
why did you
supposed to
do that?
go. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
where it's supposed to go. It's like, no, go make a play. Like, now again, you got to be good enough for it to pan out most of the time or more often than not, but like you got to pursue making plays.
and so there is the thing too though, where sometimes you're in a position where your coach kind of cause you to not have that confidence because say you take the shot and oh now you miss it, now he's kicking you out the game. How would you say you deal with that? Because I definitely had stuff where I had to deal with that before.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think there's there's like two pieces to it, right? There's the, did you earn the right to be an aggressive player? So I think, like, again, if you have a coach that's just overly kind of restrictive in what he allows you to do as a player, like that's kind of something you got to think about as far as where you're playing. But if you feel like you've earned the right, where it's like, when you're playing in summer runs and you're playing summer ball one-on-ones, football, like if you're doing like the morning workouts with your team and like you're kicking, like you're killing everybody all the time, and like then the offense or whatever, like they have confidence in you, then you have to understand that you've earned the right to go out there and be that kind of player.
Yeah,
And then again, if your coach is being restrictive after you feel like you've earned the right to be that player, like you really just have to stand up for yourself in that situation. Like, like you have to ask, like, what kind of player do you think that I am? And if it's not this, like, why is it that you feel that I'm not the player that warrants taking these risks on the court or taking this aggressive shot or making this aggressive cut? Or, if you're a receiver, like, why do you feel like I shouldn't expect to get the ball in these situations? Like when I come back to the sideline and I just ran, a post route on a play where that's the first read, like why do you think I shouldn't be upset about not getting the ball thrown my way on that play? Like, you have to make sure, number one, that like you've set the ground to like earn the right to complain or
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
to take aggressive shots. But then again, you just have to have confidence that, like, because we talk about it all the time too. It's like, what player are you trying to be at the
Mhm.
end of the day? Like, if you're on the court and your goal is to go be a player that catches 10 passes and 150 yards and all that stuff, and it's okay to have goals to be that specific player. Like, we talk about it. Like, I love sports. I wouldn't have loved sports if I was out there and I was not doing nothing. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
like
you just
I,
like
I,
the
I
guy
did
on the
not have
field.
fun playing
Yeah,
sports as a guy on the field. Like, I wouldn't, if I wasn't the guy on the field or one of the guys on the fields, I probably would not have played sports even as long as I did. Right? Like, I didn't love the game like that, just being out there. Like, there were dudes, God bless them, like, who didn't play 4 years and were just always out there doing the conditioning and all this stuff. Like, I was not doing
yeah,
any of
yeah, yeah,
that.
no, no,
It wasn't going to lead to being on the field and being a guy.
yeah, for sure.
So like having an idea of what kind of player you want to be, and then making sure that everything that you're doing is aligned with being that kind of player. So if you're trying to be a kid who scores 1,000 points in high school basketball, like, 1,000 points is kind of like math, right? Like you play for you got 4 years to play. Like you got to average X number of points per game and X number of games per season, and you know that's your 1,000 points. So making sure like everything you're doing is like, yo, if you can't take 10 shots in a game because your coach is mad, like you got to either earn the right to get to that point if you haven't, and then if you feel like you did, then you need to probably go somewhere else, like, or have a conversation with a coach that you might not want to have that's a little uncomfortable, right? But like I think the confidence piece of that is just knowing what you want out of a situation and then being okay with aggressively pursuing everything necessary to make that shit happen. Like you can't stay in a situation that's not letting you be what you want to be.
Yeah,
like as
no,
an
for
athlete,
sure.
you have to be able to go and be what you want to be.
I mean, that's the whole that was the whole reason for transferring. Like I earned my ability like way on the field in Michigan, but I just felt being there wasn't gonna put me in a position where, all right, now I can be that leader of, the leader of the defense. I can't be someone who is out there for the majority of the snaps. Like I would have had a role probably on the defense, but it's like I can't be that guy. I can't be the guy of the defense. And I don't really want to be somewhere where I'm just kind of another, just person out there. Like I don't want to be just a guy on the field, right? I want to be quote unquote a dude. So it's like, all right, if I have to bump down a level to do that, and so be it. Like that's the thing too. I think a lot of people get caught up in the, oh, I don't want to. I'm at a high level right now. I don't want to go down a level to make stuff happen. But then you run into the problem of, all right, now you say, let's say, use basketball as an example. You're at the top school in your state. You're the 8th man in rotation. You're maybe allowed to take 3 shots a game. That's not impressive. Like that's not drawing eyes to colleges. Like colleges aren't seeing that and being like, oh, he's on a good team.
Like
let's recruit him. It's like no. The kid that's at the like group 2 school who's putting up 40 points a game, dropping 60, having headlines about him, having actual film. That's what is going to get him. That's what's getting recruited.
Unless you're 6'8" with long arms and can jump out the gym. That's the point. Like you have to understand what it is that you have to do for yourself. So again, like J Dot, right, in the chat, right? Like you're 5'7", 152, running 4.7, right? Like if you making plays in practice, right, and your coach won't give you the opportunity, I think the best thing to do is have a conversation, right? And I think you're getting to that point where like, it's time to be on some grown man stuff about when it comes to having conversations with people when you feel like you're getting done wrong, right? So like if you ever feel like you're getting done wrong from a situation in sports, you have to go have that conversation.
Not facts,
right? Like I think like trying to and just address it because you get a lot of information from having somebody explain something that doesn't make sense, right? Like so when something doesn't make sense, whenever somebody tries to go and explain the thing that doesn't make sense, you're going to be able to get a lot out of it as far as what the real motivations behind, why they're doing you dirty. Right. So like sometimes, you'll go and ask the coach about why so-and-so is getting opportunities above you. And it just like, it's like they're fumbling words out their mouth. And you're just kind of like, oh, like there's something about that situation. That's not just about me going to make plays. Right. And me being a good player or me not being a better player than that other guy. So like having a conversation is what you should probably do, but then also you have to have a move that you're willing to make that's going to change something, right? So like, for a lot of people, it's, you go and have a conversation with the coach and you don't like what you hear back. And again, like you also can't let like the narrative around, leaving schools and all this stuff
like the transfer.
You can't let the narrative around that make it seem like it's just a blanket bad idea or it's blanket like you quitting or giving up.
Like transferring in my opinion is not. Now obviously it's all case by case, but the majority of people that transfer is not a case of quote unquote quitting. It's I'm in a situation right now that isn't gonna put me in the position I want to end up in. I need to do something for myself that puts me in that position. So whether it's for me, it was if I stay at Michigan, I'm probably not going to get a shot really to go to the league. I'm probably not going to have enough film or anything like that. So I don't think it'll happen here. All right, let me go somewhere where I can compile that film. I can put myself in a place where, all right, now scouts actually know who I am. Like no scout would have known who I was if I stayed at Michigan.
Yeah, I don't think right. So like J Dot's over here saying like if he's still not trusting me, should I go be the guy on the 0-9 team? Like I
Being the
think
guy,
it's in football though, it's a dangerous game, right? Because like you're so dependent on the other people on your team. So like going to a school that's just so bad, probably not going to help you out as far as like it's probably not going to help you as far as the college pursuit goes. Like it's kind of gonna be a wash. Like it's not really gonna make a difference. But go yes, I think if your goal is to go and play, like you should go somewhere where you're gonna play. Like if you're at a situation right now where you don't think anything's changing as far as your coach giving you the opportunity to go play, like leaving to go somewhere where you're going to play is not.
because I tell
It's
you,
it's
being
not a
on
bad move.
being on an 0-9 team and playing, like who knows? Maybe your line isn't like maybe if you're a corner, right? You're able to showcase. Oh, actually, you said you were. You said you played a bunch of positions:
Safety,
safety, wide
DB.
receiver, running back, and cornerback. Yeah. So if you play safety, right, and you're on a bad team, you can showcase stuff that is appealing to college coaches that the
I've
next level
watched a
wants to
ton of
see.
shitty teams where one player stood out.
Yeah. Like
Like
you can stand out, you can stand out on an 0-9 team. You can't stand out on the bench. Like that's pretty much what it boils
that's
down
a
to.
fact.
Like,
That's a fact. That's a fact.
what were you just talking about before? Because I had a point I wanted to make. Also, wait, slide to your right. All right, yeah, good
That
that.
was the right way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
That's why I said you're right. But where do we want to go from here? All right, so we are just talking about.
You know what it is? I think laying out kind of like a blueprint for or not a blueprint, but like laying out kind of a hypothetical of like how you would handle the recruiting process for like different types of guys.
All
Right?
right, yeah. So we'll start off with my recruiting process, right? So, or someone who was like me in high school. So in high school, freshman year, I mean, I posted about it before. 5'4", 120 pounds, running probably a 5'1". Sophomore year, I was 5'7", 150. I think I got it down to like a 4'9". Junior year, I want to say I was 5'9", like 170. Probably running like a 4'8", 4'8", maybe on a good day. So at that point, it's like, all right, I'm not really like, it doesn't matter what I do on the field, doesn't matter what camps I go to. College coaches aren't looking at me. Now, I think if I can go back, what I would do differently is I would go to different camps. So I remember back then, I didn't really know how it worked at that point in time. I was the oldest one, so mom and dad didn't really know how it worked. Like I didn't really have someone to tell me, yo, this is how the shit go. So I remember one weekend I went to Duke, North Carolina, and Wake Forest camp. If I go back in time, I would have went to way more FCS camps, like in that year going into my
like if you still had done that North Carolina trip, it would have been like going to Elon, you know,
UNC Greensboro if they have a
Colts.
football team.
Yeah, like those,
Yeah,
yeah,
like I would have been much better about, all right, even if, because obviously everyone wants to play at the P5 level, everyone wants to go to the big school. If you go to the big schools camps, a lot of times they already have their guys who, like I remember who was it at the Duke camp? Amari Rogers went to Clemson. He was there, bro. The coach did not leave his side the entire time. Like the receivers coach was pretty much like every drill knew his name, was like watching him. When he would be like in the back of the line, he would go to talk to him, have one of the not scouts, but one of the GAs run the drills. It's like, all right,
yeah.
like no one here is getting a serious look.
Y'all have to understand that the college camps are like a moneymaker.
Oh, for sure.
First, and then they're also the only legal way for the college coaches and the teams to interact with the recruits during that time. Right, like they can't do the off-campus stuff at that time, like
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
and all that stuff. So like they invite their recruits there so they can talk to them.
No,
like and
facts.
they're focused on that first, and everybody that's there participating in the drills, like, is paying to be there, and they're just taking the money so they can, It's a nice moneymaker.
Not for
Like
sure. But
that's
going
pretty
back to
much
it, if you're someone who, all right, I'm gonna go to a camp and run a fast 40, or I have, good size, I think that's when it makes sense to go. Cause all right, now I remember actually funny enough, he was in the chat earlier. My guy Jalen Royals from Utah State, receiver, at the is at the combine right now. Dog, he pulled up to the because he was at JUCO, pulled up to one of the camps and popped off 2.42 740s, like back to back. Had an offer like immediately afterwards. If you're gonna do something like
no.
that,
So like I think so because again, J Dot's asking about like being on an 0-9 team. I think that's who it's perfect for. Like guys who like are at schools or in situations where like people just aren't really checking for the school that they're at. But if you can go somewhere and pop off on from a measurables perspective, like that's gonna get you on somebody's radar.
yeah. And if you're on the no, and if you're on the radar, and then they go back and you have film from the season, all right, we were 0-9, but oh shit, I liked you at camp. I liked your 40. You have film. Oh, here's the film. Oh, great, good. Well, the issue I ran into because I ain't playing until my senior year. Even if I did well at a camp, oh, can we see your film? Ah, damn, I don't really have film. Like I ain't really played last year. So yeah, no. Like in my head, playing is better than not playing. From a mental health standpoint, from a pursuing future goals standpoint, like it's always better. And wait, going on to J Dot, there are really no weight room or season stat requirements to get recruited. Like, I'll make a video on it, but it's gonna say numbers and all that stuff don't really matter. Like now you need film. All right, Jaden. J Dot is Jaden. All right, bet. But yeah, there is no like set numbers. There's no like, oh, I have to have 50 catches, 800 yards to get recruited. It's like, no. If your film shows traits that college coaches want, then that's really all you need. Like you could have one play of doing something. Like one play if you just burn a DB and show off like elite speed. All right, you're good. Like you're good with that.
That's the thing. Like we don't need to lose like just the feel of like where you hooping. Like we all like I think everybody at this point knows what hooping looks like in sports. Like in football, like as a DB, you can watch somebody and be like, they were hooping.
Wait, hold on. Adjust your mic real quick. I think you like moved or something like that.
I'm low. My fault. It's good now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not really that hard to know what hooping looks like as a DB, right? Like when they threw it your way, like it was picked off or the pass was broken up, like
or like you were on the receiver's hip the whole way through the route, like
yeah, like you're on dudes the whole way through, like honestly one of the big separators I think that you could probably control is like playing the run, like being aggressive playing the run.
Nah, that's facts.
Especially as a guy who's 5'7", like if your highlight tape has a lot of aggressive tackles on it, like that's one way to stand out. Like you've got to be aggressive against the run.
And going back to like those things, going back to what we were saying about confidence before, those things that are gonna kind of you can't control that hold you back. As someone that's 5'7", they're gonna see you and say, okay, physicality is probably like we think physicality is gonna be a weakness of his, like off rip, like without even knowing you, anything like that. There's gonna be all right, 5'7", we don't know if he's physical enough. That's one thing like you have to show is all right, he's physical, like he's physical on his film, on his tape. He's showing, tackles, getting off blocks and stuff like that. It's not really holding them back. That's how you progress. It's the guys who, and that's why it's always funny when I post a video about like, you have to. I remember when I posted that one video, Kieran, of what was I talking about? How like don't focus on going D1, like don't make all right, I want to go D1, like that's the goal. It's like no, make the goal maximizing yourself, because ultimately going D1 is mostly about your measurables. And then there were the people in there like, oh no, bro, like imagine if Kyler Murray like had heard that. It's like no. Kyler Murray, yes, he's 5'10", but at the same time, everything else about him is like super elite. So if you have one thing that's holding you back, you have to pretty much not even holding you back, but if you have one like thing that would be considered a negative trait, you have to be elite in pretty much everything else. So like guys that are slower,
you just have to demonstrate that whatever the flaw is, because at the end of the day, people are saying something's a flaw because it generally translates into being less proficient in a specific area. So like for a DB, right? Somebody would say being 5'7", 152 would make you more of a liability playing the run. If you just have all the film available to show, like I will never be a liability in the run. Like I come up and I make plays in the run game. Like they can't really say that 5'7", 152 is going to lead to that being an issue in the run game. Now, again, the other thing is like, all right, 5'7", 152, like you're going to struggle to cover taller receivers. Like if you jump a 45-inch vert or something crazy like that, that's another way to like be like, yeah, it's not really going to be an issue for me.
Or even if you don't,
So
but on film and you go to camps and on
Yeah,
film,
yeah.
you show yourself demonstrating the ability to cover taller receivers. Like
Yeah,
Tyron
exactly.
Matthew, for example. Like undersized for sure. But in college, it's like, all right, wait, he's a dog. He's covering guys. No one's blocking him. Like he's bringing every single running back down. All right, he might be undersized, but he doesn't really have that issue. Going back to like basketball, right? Jalen Brunson. Yeah, he's undersized, but he's able to finish around the rim, able to get a shot up over taller guys. It's not really an issue for him. So you have to make whatever could potentially be your issues. No, yeah, but I mean basketball's a little different. He's there to score points, get buckets.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, no, like you just have to whatever. Like me personally, I was never the fastest, most athletic guy. So obviously I worked on my athleticism to get more athletic. But at the same time, I was like, there's gonna be guys who are way faster than me, way quicker than me. So how am I gonna put myself in position to make plays that they would make with their speed and athleticism? Well, I was like, all right, I'll make sure my football IQ is that much higher. So me, I knew where everyone on defense was supposed to be. I knew where the ball was supposed to end up against certain plays, certain looks, and I was literally always in the right spot because of that. Which I might not have been running a 4.3 while I was playing. Now they run a 4.3 at pro day, but I wasn't running a
fake ass clocks.
I wasn't running a 4.3 or a 4.3 in the game, but I was still at the same spot because I could process everything much faster than everyone else. I knew where to be. So you make the play with speed, I'll make the play with my IQ. But that was a way for me to negate kind of my disadvantages. And then eventually you work on your disadvantages, try and make them advantages. But there's some things you'll just never be able to really improve. There's a ceiling on how much you can improve certain things. So don't let those hold you back. Find other ways you can win.
Nah, for sure. And then Jaden, like I would say, like me personally, I'm not a big fan of the 7-on-7 stuff. Like as far as like putting that in a highlight tape that is meant for like a college coach.
Now, if it's all you have, it's all you have. Better than nothing.
It's all you have. It's all you have. But like, I think preseason is real. Like if it's real football, it's real football. So like you should definitely, like, preseason clips are definitely fine. And again, it's not that 7-on-7 is bad. It's like for DB, it's probably a lot better. Like a lot better of kind of an indication of whether you can play or not. It's just like for certain positions and certain styles of 7-on-7, like it's a little.
Like you have to really show super specific things in 7-on-7 for it to mean anything. And a lot of times, you run like a bullshit route concept that the DB
well, like
sleep on.
If we're putting like jump ball picks on there, like that are like kind of like, it looked like not real football, then I would probably say it's not really a helpful clip.
But like I said, if whatever you have is what you have, so if that's all you got, you feel me, it's better than nothing. But definitely that's why obviously games are paramount. Caden, 5'9", 175-pound slot receiver. How can I become a better overall receiver? And we talked about this a little earlier. Hit up Google, hit up Instagram, hit up TikTok, look up wide receiver drills, figure out the ones that have the most credibility, I guess you could say, and then go from there. But
also though, like you gotta
no doubt, my boy.
You gotta ask yourself what it is that you think you need to get better at too, because like
getting better is very broad and very like open ended. Like you kind of want
like I think really like I think the tone of even like this chat or the chat or even when you're DMing, people and I think the focus should be on making sure you're asking specific questions, because that's what's going to be helpful. Like if you were to ask like 5'9", 1 whatever it was, what do you say, 175? like 5'9", 175, slot receiver, like, and you asked about specifically about, facing inside leverage from an off linebacker, like, and how to deal with that when running a specific route. Like, that's a question that lets people know that, like, you understand yourself as a player, understand kind of where your flaws are and what you specifically need to address. Like, if you're not at that point, like, you're just not, I don't even think you're really ready for, you know, expert, quote unquote. Again, I don't like using that term, but like advice from people who really have the ability to help you out. Like, again, it's just like, and again, I see it all the time with like kids who will come, like parents will sign up for like one-on-one stuff with like a kid that's like super young, and it's like they haven't really worked on a lot before. It's like, I mean, I can help them, but like we're going to do a lot of basic stuff that just isn't addressing anything specific that, you know, they developed an issue with over time. So like, again, I don't know how old you are, but like if you're in high school, like it's time to like really understand where you are as a player and what your specific issues are, and like asking questions about specific stuff. Like, I just think the general stuff is just kind of like, you know, you're going to hear something back for the most part. Like, people are generally going to give you some answer, but like, I think if you give the effort to go ask a question, you should like be looking to get real advice back on this stuff.
Yeah, no, facts for sure. Because I mean, I could say, how to become a better overall receiver. Work on your work on your route running, work on your catching, work on, your releases.
Yeah.
Like a broad question is gonna lead to a broad answer. And I mean, like, when you're doing, like, I mean, obviously both of us have done stuff on the computer where you have to like learn a software or something like that. Like me, when I'm trying to learn editing, how do I edit videos? It's like you'll get a trillion things that like just aren't really that useful to you. And
No.
all right, yeah. So he's a junior. So yeah, as a junior, right? You're probably at a level now where you've already have like a base level of you have a base level of like understanding of the sport, of the position. So if I say, all right, get better at route running, get better catching, get better at releases, that's not really gonna help you in a sense.
You already know that too.
Yeah,
You
like
already know
it's stuff you already know. And if you were, but like Kieran said, if you were to ask, yo, how do I'm like, every time I run a seam route, versus cover 3, the outside linebacker knocks me off. Like, how do I work that, like, that process right there? Then it's like, no, then you'll get a much better answer that is much more useful to you. So it's not even like, I think a lot of times too, when I say stuff, I just say it kind of bluntly. So it makes it seem like I'm being,
it comes off as dismissive, like we're not trying to answer a question.
but
It's really more so like I would rather answer a question that's going to be helpful to you.
Yeah. Like I can't necessarily help you with that. I can't help you with that question. And also I can't ask the questions for you. But no, he said, so he ran a 4.48 at camp, but he feels more like a speed guy instead of being a real route runner. So I say that's probably the best problem to have at receiver, being a speed guy.
That's a great problem.
Being a speed,
them coaches will think they could teach you how to run routes.
Oh yeah, you could.
They'll think they could teach you how to run routes and teach you how to catch.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe you can't catch the ball. They're like, yo, we'll get him in here.
But no. So I mean, if you want to be a real route runner, go to I say one of the best pages probably is Sideline Hustle on Instagram. But yeah, like if you go to Sideline Hustle, you'll just go, like, literally scroll through the page. You'll hit a whole funnel of like, oh shit, like I'm watched 20 videos in a row. Now you're just not gonna, like, obviously you're gonna have to put the work in yourself, but like it's a great resource. That's a great resource. The internet in general is a great resource. But it'll be a great resource for you to learn how to do that.
Finding drills and all that stuff for sure.
Nah, facts.
I think something that's underrated too for sure is like going out to really run routes with the quarterback as much as possible too. Like,
yeah, I mean, a big part of it is definitely just reps. Like and it really is everything, but reps at doing what you're trying to do is gonna help you get better. Like, a lot of guys think, oh, I need this drill, I need that drill. It's like, if someone asks me, yo, what's the best way to get better at covering receivers? Go out there and cover receivers. Like, keep your eyes on the hips. Obviously, you can work certain things, but at a certain point, you get better by doing what you're trying to do.
Yeah. No, like if you can get a quarterback out there and shit, like if you can't get a quarterback, you might just need to run the routes on the air. Like it's not fun, but
I mean, I've done that before. Like
it's not a barrier to like it's not something that should prevent you from doing the work. Like running the routes and understanding what like a good route looks like and a good route feels like. Like just go out there and run the route tree. Like legitimate, like every single route. Like you could probably skip go balls, but like maybe you can run releases. Like like you could run the release part of the go ball, but run the route tree. Like there's really good basic kind of general footwork drills that like the W drill and other kind of square break drills and all that other stuff. Like go find all those drills, put together like a program that kind of goes through all the different skills that you would need to as for a receiver. So like that, like now there's kind of like, again, there's different ways, because I remember like Hunter, when you were in high school, like there weren't the same emphasis on certain breaks. Like people didn't really run pivot or stop routes.
Yeah.
When you were in high school, so like you didn't really ever have to do like a real 2-foot break off of a 15-yard route. Like pretty much any route you were running 15 yards, you were doing like a real ass like 3-step break. Back to the ball kind of stuff. So like now you kind of have to see where the game is going and what's necessary. But I would say like working on all your different breaks, being able to be efficient, getting in and out of those, and then
I mean, when it comes to getting routes, when it comes to getting off the line, big thing is just really just find a DB or someone like that and just work work releases. That was
1-on-1. You gotta go 1-on-1s.
Yeah, because like I remember I used to be terrible. My release package used to be terrible. Eventually I just worked to a point where, all right, I'm gonna just like I got my ass thrown to the sideline so many times. I learned, eventually get better. But so sideline hustle, that's probably one of the better ones. But I mean, honestly, if you just go to Instagram, you'll find, bro, like their receiver teacher. They're probably more receiver teachers than literally any teacher for any position. But the other thing too, I'll say is your explore page should look like what you're trying to achieve. That I remember strength coach at Utah State told us that P-Jack, he was like, yeah, like, yo, if I go on your Instagram right now, it's nothing but partying and hoes. It's like, yeah, no, you're not locked in at all. Like you're not using that as a tool to really get better. Like if I go to my Instagram right now is gonna be a little bit of football and a shit ton of fashion. But that's what I've been posting recently. That's what kind of, I'm trying to not start doing. Obviously, I've done it, but it's like that's what my focus is right now. It's not going to be a bunch of. What's funny is it's not going to be golf right now because I haven't thought about golf or looked up golf.
When it was though, when like we was locked a year, but golf,
this time last year it was nothing but hit your driver this way, hit putt this way, do this that way. So like your explore page on Instagram, that will tell me 100% what you're focused on. If you're focused on what you need to be focused on, it'll look a certain way. If not, hey, just know I can tell.
Yeah, like you just gotta constantly be seeking out information that's gonna help you out. Right? Like Instagram, like shit, all this AI stuff now. Like you could just be like, it's worth a shot. Like go in there and ask ChatGPT like about workout plans and all this other stuff. Like
what is the what? Because I mean, obviously I pay for it at the subscription, but what is like what is like what do you remember the free version? Like what can you still search up questions? Like you just couldn't look up pictures or something like that? Like what was the free version of it?
Nah, like the free version is it's a worse like the models, not like the newer one, but like I got good mileage out of the free version. Like you can definitely put together like a legitimate
like
workout
plan off ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
All right, I wasn't 100% sure because I think I paid for it off rip the second I started using it.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know if it's possible right now, but if you literally pulled up ChatGPT right now and tried to put together a workout plan, I guarantee you,
Oh no,
you would show
let's
people
wait.
like how easy this
Let's
is.
do this right now. Let's do this right now.
And A1, how can I gain weight for football? Eat a lot of food.
Actually, go to my YouTube video on how to gain weight.
For sure. Eat a lot of food. That's the only way to do it. Right? And that's actually gaining weight or losing weight is actually a great example of something that's not complicated. It's just pretty hard.
Oh, super difficult.
Like you eat more calories than you burn.
All right. What can I help with? I am a high. Actually, let me tell it not to.
Yeah.
No, let me say don't remember any of this stuff so it doesn't mess me up. For the future, I am a high school wide receiver looking to put on weight, increase, say, decrease my 40 and increase my explosiveness this off season. What are diet tips and workout plans to achieve this? All right. All right. So to gain weight, drop your 40 time, and boost explosiveness, you need a mix of proper nutrition, speed training, and explosive workouts. Here's how to attack it. Diet tips: eating a caloric surplus. Aim for 300 to 500 extra calories per day to build lean muscle. High protein intake. Shoot for 1 to 1.2 kilograms of protein per pound of body weight. Best sources: chicken, beef, eggs, Greek yogurt, fish, whey protein. Carb timing for performance. Before workouts, fast digesting carbs, rice, oatmeal, fruit, whole wheat bread. After workouts, high protein plus carb meal to refuel muscles. Healthy fats for hormones and recovery. Avocados, nuts, olive oil, fatty fish. Stay hydrated. Gallon of water a day. Consistency over perfection. You need to be eating every 3 to 4 hours, even when you're not hungry. So pretty much literally word for word, bar for bar, everything I did when I was putting on weight in high school. ChatGPT in 5 seconds told you that. Off-season workout plan. Focus, acceleration, top end speed, strength, and explosiveness. Speed training 3 times per week. Acceleration work, short sprints, 10, 20, 40 yards. Start from a 3-point stance, standing or falling starts. Focus on powerful first 5 steps. Resisted sprints, sled sprints, or uphill sprints. Load should be 10 to 20% of body weight. Top speed mechanics, flying 10s, high knees, sprint drills. Work on stride length and turnover rate. Plyometrics for explosiveness. Depth jumps. So we'll scroll through the rest of these. So you have a lower body strength days on 2 to 3 times per week. You have upper body strength days 2 times per week. Key reminders: sprint year round. Lifting without sprinting won't drop your 40. Lift heavy with intent. Strength builds power. Power builds speed. Focus on sleep 8+ hours or you won't recover or gain weight. Consistency over everything. Stick to it to 3-4 months and you'll see results. How much weight are you trying to gain? What's your current 40 time? So I'm not going to go through with all that. But even so, like, the one thing I'll say is obviously, like I said, everything's a tool, but every tool is not just like if you're building a house, you're not just going to use a hammer, right? So the speed training. So you look at this acceleration work. Start from 3-point stance, standing or falling starts. Focus on powerful first 5 steps. That tells you what to do, but it's also not super like descriptive, right? Not super informative. So, all right, focus on powerful.
But again, this is like the point about it is like this is a good starting point. So now you have stuff.
Oh, great starting point. But then I can go to
move on to the next resource, right?
I can say, all right, how do I decrease, or how do I get a better start in the 40-yard dash? So I know, okay, to work on my start, I have to work on speed training, acceleration 3 times per week. Now I know, like, all right, that's like one of the first thing I have to do, right? The first thing I have to do is work on speed. Now, how do I achieve working on speed? Uh, we go to YouTube here. Perfect your 40-yard dash with Michael Johnson's start stance technique. Michael Johnson, Olympic gold medalist. He's someone who knows what he's talking about, who knows how to improve this. So in 5 minutes, I was able to go from speed training, acceleration work, focus on powerful first 5 steps. That's the what. Now I'm at the how. Watch this video, apply it, and you end up being in a spot where, all right, now you're able to work on all this stuff. But it's literally as simple as that. Literally, hop on Chat GPT. There's going to be someone in there that says it's bad for the environment. Dog, the billionaires flying their private jets everywhere, way worse for the environment than your little 0.001 carbon footprint's not doing anything. If you want to offset it, just use paper straws. If you want to offset your Chat GPT usage. But either way, so it's very simple on how to get better. The hard part is really just executing it. Like, the execution is what it boils down to, and that's where a lot of people fail. And they fail not necessarily because they don't do it. They fail because they're too lazy to even figure out like what to do, if that makes sense.
Or I wouldn't even boil it all the way down to lazy. I would just say, like, there's no reason to feel anxiety about, like, just starting to work on stuff. Like,
oh yeah, and you're probably gonna suck.
Like there's nothing saying that, like, the first workout plans that you put together aren't going to be terrible, but like the reps of putting stuff together is going to help you to put stuff together better in the future, and then you're going to just become good at it. Like,
for sure.
At the end of the day, your strength coach or some strength coaches, like, they just know what they're talking about and can just put together a workout that works. So, like, it's possible to do it. You just have to kind of gain some level of knowledge about what it is you're trying to do.
And also, I feel like I want to go back to and say, I feel like we've made it seem like don't ask people for stuff. No, like, use your resources. Like, going to your strength coach and asking, yo, or all right, your strength coach is saying like, yo, I feel like pretty weak doing this. Is there like supplemental stuff I can do to our workouts to help me get stronger and build off of it? Like, that's what you should be using. Yeah, that's a real question you should be using.
But then also just even in general, like, just always think about just like the intelligence of the questions you're asking. Like, really put effort into like developing the question before you go ask it, so that anytime you're asking a question, you're just receiving the most valuable answer possible.
Because not even to not waste the other person's time, but like, it's like we said before, it's wasting your time asking just the most basic of questions. Like, if I went to my strength coach and said, yo, like, what extra work should I put in? It's like, he might tell me extra work that benefits me, but he might tell me extra work that I don't really need. Like, I could be a guy that is super fast already, and he says, oh, do this like speed stuff. And it's like, I don't really need this. I needed to get stronger because I'm getting thrown around on the field. So it's like, always just think, like Kieran said, intelligence of the question, you'll get an intelligent answer. And that's what you're seeking.
Always.
Hold up. I got one. Actually, no. While we have Chat GPT open, let's let me ask it one question. Where was that prompt? This might take me forever to find. Oh, here we go. Give me some topics for. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If y'all not using Chat GPT, you're falling behind in the world.
I mean, or any of the kind of AI resources.
Oh, that's actually what I was thinking about. Did you see the video I sent in the group chat the other day, family group chat the other day?
Oh, it was like, I did not watch it, unfortunately, but I did see it.
Nah, the only reason I watched it was because it was such a short video, but
That was the How to Ruin Your Athletic Potential one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let me look this up real quick. Here.
Look at this riveting content.
You said what?
I said this riveting content.
What you mean?
Looking for the video.
I mean, that's what most streams are, bro. Like,
I'm fucking with you.
Here's a quick tutorial on how to ruin your athletic career. Step 1. Don't complete the task that you have planned for today. Stay in bed for a couple more hours and scroll on your phone. It's fine to relax a little. You won't be able to be productive if you're tired, so sleep in. You'll have more time tomorrow to get stuff done. Your goals can wait. Step 2. Be closed-minded. Go throughout your journey with a closed mindset. Don't do research. Don't ask for
wait, you can't hear it? I can't hear it.
Oh, no. You're good. I'm sorry.
advice, and definitely don't reach out to professionals who know better. You know what you're doing, so keep doing what you're doing. This plateau will break eventually if you keep doing the same things. It's only been 6 months of no progress. What's that compared to the multiple years you've been alive? You still got time. The internet has a lot of bad information out there anyways, so it's best if you just ignore everything out there to prevent yourself from doing the wrong things. Step 3. Take multiple breaks. Train for a week, then take a week off. It evens out, right? You deserve to take a break after training hard for 7 days. Heck, chill out for 2 weeks. Training consistently is hard and it hurts. So take as many breaks as you want so you don't feel much pain or struggle. Why would you want to hurt yourself when playing video games and scrolling through your phone is so much more enjoyable and less painful? You're still young. You have so much time to pick up training later on. Step 4. Don't get a coach. Coaches are scammers. They just want your money. It's better to do your own research and do your own training rather than trusting random people online to help you out. You've been jumping since you were in kindergarten, so there's no way a coach will possibly make you better at it. Besides, there's so much free information out there anyways. Why would you give your hard-earned money to coaches who have spent years of their lives learning and studying the subject when you have access to gym bros on YouTube? A few years of frustration is nothing compared to hiring a coach. And plus, you'll be saving a couple of bucks for basketball shoes and insoles to make you jump higher. Step 5. Blame your genetics. Your athleticism is all genetics, and it's predetermined at birth. If you don't have a 40-inch vertical right now, it's because you weren't destined for it. Blame your parents. Blame the way human physiology works. Blame everything and everyone but yourself because it's not your fault you have a 20-inch vertical. Genetics aren't fair because there are athletes your age who are dunking easily. You're probably thinking, if I was that tall, I'd be doing that too. Because you're right. It's all about height and not about hard work at all. Step 6. Rely on motivation. Once you feel good, that's the best time to train. Don't limit yourself when you're not feeling good to work out. It's only going to lead to a terrible workout, so what's the point of doing it in the first place? Wait for your motivation to come back by watching some anime fights to get you hyped, then you can start. Okay fine, maybe a few more episodes. Motivation's not back yet? Give it a few more months. It'll come soon. It's definitely not discipline that you want because that's hard and uncomfortable. Wait until you're ready. Step 7. Don't take it seriously. Life is meant to be enjoyed. You don't enjoy training. You don't enjoy your muscles being sore or the challenge of lifting heavy weights. No one enjoys those things, and if they say they do, they're lying. You're already tall enough. You'll make the NBA with your height alone. You're already the best on your high school team. You're the guy. Who needs hard work when you're already pretty good? And besides, you're still really young. You got a lot of time. The hard stuff is for later on when you're older. And if you don't achieve your goals, you'll be able to tell a really fun story to your kids of how you could have gone pro if you tried. Step 8. When things get tough, stop. It hurts. Don't push through the obstacles and the hardships. If you're not making much progress in a week, then there's no point in continuing. It takes too long. You have better things to do than waste your time with training, like grinding on 2K. That will definitely fulfill you more than hurting your muscles with training. It's not like you're gonna go pro anyways. You need to be 6'6" with amazing genetics, so there's no use in trying. Follow these steps and I guarantee you won't go anywhere in life. You're either born with talent or you're not. Unfortunately, you're the latter. It's just who you are. You should just give up.
I wish I kept that open. But I read through the comment section and there was a bunch of people saying like, oh, this like, you know, this is the video I needed for me. This is like what I'm so happy I came across this, changed my whole perspective. It's like, nah, it probably didn't. Like you'll watch the video, you know, you'll probably hit the gym up tonight, go for the early morning workout session, and then you know it's right back to the same thing. But nah.
I mean, also I think one of the big things too is like you don't have to love the stuff that is necessary to be good. Like I did not like working out. Like
I didn't love lifting. I still don't love lifting.
Like I don't love that shit. Like there was nothing about that was fun for me. Like there's certain people who like really do like lifting.
Yeah, no,
Like
love
that's
it. Like,
I don't like lifting. I do not like lifting. I do not like, you know, in football specifically, like I didn't love going out there and just doing like drills. Like I liked playing football. Like I don't like
no,
doing
yeah, no. I mean, I
receiving drills and all
like
that stuff.
I was kind of a fan of like the drill work and all that stuff, but when it like in the weight room, it was like, yo, I don't fuck with
I
this.
like playing football.
But at the same
But
time,
but
you have to, yeah,
but
go on, 'cause I know what you're
yeah,
about to say.
like but I also like did not like not being good. And I knew that all of those other things were like a requirement to being good. So like I hated lifting, but guess what? I lifted my ass off when I was 150 to get and ate mad food, which I don't like, eating overeating. But I overate and I lifted my ass off to get from 150 to 175, which is where I needed to be to like be the best player. Like or, you know, to get faster, I knew like you have to lift legs, like you have to develop that explosiveness. Like you have to do the things that are required to like get what you want, even if it's not stuff that you enjoy. Like it would have been great to love lifting. Like I just never like doing drills.
Yeah,
But
no, that's always like
had to get better, had to do it, like to be good.
that's always the thing I see too when people are like, you'll have people like they'll talk about stuff on social media, and it's like, oh, if you don't love lifting, if you don't love the grind, if you don't love the process, it's like you're not gonna
No.
you're not gonna succeed. It's like, no, you don't really have to love the process per se. You just
You
have
kind of
to,
just have to hate. You have to hate the consequences of not doing it.
yeah,
Like,
or even love the love the outcome of success enough to where it doesn't matter if I don't love everything that goes into it. Like I mean,
I'm gonna do it.
as now it's gonna be not one of my better analogies, kind of a corny analogy, but it's like you're baking a cake. If you just took all the ingredients, like if you ate some flour, it's like, yo, this shit's disgusting. If you just poured baking powder in your mouth, shit's gross. But when you mix it all together, put it in the oven, pop it out, you got a cake. You feel me? So it's like all the ingredients together that you have to that are required to be great. You don't have to love all of them. You don't have to think, oh, if I don't love this, I'm not gonna succeed. No, no, no. You just have to understand that this is everything that's required to be where you want to be. And if where you want to be is like actually what you are saying, or if what you're saying where you want to be is actually where you want to be, then you're gonna suck it up and put the work in.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah,
You're just gonna do it.
I mean, it boils down to what I said early on. Like, hey, in sports, it's either you do it or you don't. There's not really a lot of gray area there.
But you also actually have to want that shit. Like and when and like actually wanting something, like like you have to always like think about like, you know, any like if it's sports or whatever, like what are you willing to do to get it? Right? Like, because at the end of the day, sports are super competitive, and there are people out there that like literally like if you put a scholarship offer in the middle of a room, right? Like let's say scholarship offer is like a piece of paper, you put it in the middle of the room. Like there are people that would kill everybody in that room for that scholarship offer.
Oh yeah.
So the point is like if you're competing with that, you can't think that like, yo, there are people out there who will die for a scholarship offer or kill for a scholarship offer or kill for an opportunity at the next level. You can't think that like those people aren't then also putting in every single ounce of work that they can to get to where they want to be. And like those people may or may not be more talented than you, so they're already going to be ahead of you. They might be equally talented than you, so any additional work they put in is going to lead to them being better than you and getting more than you. Like, so like you've got to just be like, yo, like I gotta go get it. Like you got to find the motivation to want to be like, I want this more than anybody else.
And I don't even know, like going back to the video, actually, I'm kind of happy you said like motivation, because that's a big thing too. Is there's gonna be a lot of times you're not super motivated to do something. Like when you have to wake up, like when you're living in Utah, you have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to clear snow off your car to get to a 6 a.m. workout. Like you're not really gonna be motivated to do that. You're not gonna be like, oh, I love this shit. But it's like, hey man, this is like what's required of me. This is what I gotta do.
Like it sucks, bro. Like it really does suck.
Oh no, the pursuit of I've said it before too. Playing football is like 80% bullshit of like, yeah, I really don't want to be doing this. This makes me miserable. I feel terrible. But like, it's required. Like the only people that experience the 20% of what makes it enjoyable are the people that go through that 80%.
Yeah.
And like, you don't have to go through the 80%. You can just, be a guy that's kind of on the team. Where's the jersey? Oh yeah, I'm on the football team. I'm on the football team. They ask like, oh, why don't you play? Oh, coach just don't really mess with me for real. I got a couple older guys ahead of me. I mean, you can say that. That's fine. Just know, like, people that really go through it, that really put the blood, sweat, and tears in, like they see through it. Like, I mean, it takes me 2 seconds to see through someone nowadays who is like telling me a story, see through, like, all right, if they're really about it or if they're just kind of, talking to talk.
Nah, for sure. Like, I mean, again, you just have to always think that there's somebody out there and people say it all the time. You have to assume that there's somebody out here working just as hard as you, if not harder. Like,
yeah. And like, the scary thing is you don't really, like, you don't know. Like, it's not like, it's not like one of those things where there's like a leaderboard or a metric of like, who's doing what.
Nah, and that's the thing too, right? You have to plan your preparation just based off of like maximizing what you can put into it. All right, you're not gonna know like, like so and so's doing this, so I got to make sure I'm like one up in that. It's like no, like this is running a race against yourself. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Like you ain't nobody next to you to push you on this. Like you got to set the goal. Like you got to set what the preparation for what you think is right and what's gonna get you to where you want to be.
Nah, that's facts. Super facts. Because, I mean, yeah, no one can.
I mean, maybe you do have like a best friend or a brother who like is doing it right there with you. So maybe that is like something that could push.
But then going into it, too, like even on that note, everyone doesn't require the same stuff. Like me and you, right? Say like we say.
I was about to say like I don't think people understand like we could not have had different.
Yeah, no, like I mean,
high school.
Like he was just Kieran was significantly older than me starting high school. So I started high school, what was I, 13, I think? 14?
You were a late birthday and you didn't reclass.
Yeah.
Like you were already a late birthday.
You were an early birthday and reclassed.
Like a normal birthday.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But you reclassed. So
yeah, normal. Yeah. So an entire year plus probably older.
It was like a year and a half.
That's like a year and a half older.
It might have been 2.5 years because I started.
I don't think 2.5 years.
Bro, you turned 16. You turned 16 your freshman year. I was 16 at the start of my senior year.
Jeez.
That's 2.5 years.
Maybe it was.
Yeah. Loki, that's. I'm not gonna say parental malpractice. I'm just happy mom. I'm happy mom learned the lesson quickly. Yeah, didn't let that go on. But yeah, no. So like I've seen both sides of the coin. I've seen the side of the young kid who is undersized and kind of has to work his way up, and then I've seen this side of the coin of sophomore starter leading the team in receiving. Like
I'm not.
You weren't the leader.
I don't know if it was the leader, but played a real role.
So you never led the team receiving. Okay, cool. Just make sure. I guess only some of us can have, and I did it. I went technically 2 for 2, but I went 1 for 1 at Bosco. You're starting, yours leading the team in receiving. But what was I about to say? But yeah, no. So like you can't be even basing it off of, oh, I got to be doing this because he's doing that. What's required of him could be different. And even I know plenty of guys who, like I said it earlier, they can wake up, get out of bed, pretty much do absolutely nothing, and they will be a 4-star football player. Like, yeah, you can measure yourself against them, but you're probably you're not going to end up where you want to be because what's required for you to be great isn't the same thing as what's required for them. Not even to be great, but more so to.
It's just not what's best for you.
Like, yeah, it's not what's best. Yeah.
Like you want to make sure that, and again, this goes into like asking an intelligent question. Like if you're putting in work, you want to make sure that every ounce of work that you're putting in is going to lead to like a benefit to you. So like you don't want to be doing a whole bunch of stuff that isn't aimed at making you better because you're just wasting effort at that point. Like you're spending this energy that's not leading to your benefit. Like, make sure that everything that you're doing is gonna be for you.
Nah, facts for sure.
As much as you can control, especially like if you're gonna do stuff outside. Like, you don't want to be doing stuff outside of, team stuff and all that other stuff that is just not helping you out for the most part.
That's facts. That's facts. But shit, I think it's the end for this session. Hour and 40 minutes. I told you once you get in front of that camera, it starts on.
I ain't gonna lie, Brody's be bumping their gums for just lose track of time, bro.
Nah, I mean, I was looking at the time the entire time because I was gonna let you get off. I'm probably gonna stream for another like hour and a half just to. I'm trying to get to 50. I'm trying to get to 50 hours streaming this month. I'm at 37.
See, all right, that's a good example, right? You have a goal, 50 hours streaming this month, right? Like, it's a very mathematical equation. Like, you've already done this many hours. Like, you gotta set a schedule. Like, it means I gotta keep streaming today. Like,
and I mean, last week got me super off track, but it was like, all right, I'm doing something I need to be doing. I know it's probably gonna make it a little more uncomfortable this week, but shit, we can get it done. But yeah, no,
you gotta do it, bro.
Like, I mean, hey, Sketch, I told you I was gonna hit you when I get off stream. Obviously, I'm still on stream, but yeah, no. So today's Wednesday, so if I get 3 hours today, then I need 2 5-hour streams the next 2 days. Right, it's manageable.
Yeah, I mean,
I've hit 7 before, so we can definitely 5. We can knock that out. Probably gonna be a lot of gaming, but yeah, man. So we're probably gonna, I don't know, this might be like a Wednesday segment. Maybe we have a different guest. Maybe it's just me and Kieran the entire time. Maybe we start a podcast. Who knows? But I'm gonna let him go. Then I'm gonna use the bathroom. Probably gonna hop on the game. So if anyone's trying to run that, we can run that. Hand out L's.
I think I saw somebody who's talking about trying to run the game on there.
Yeah, I did see that. But
hi, Birdie.
All right, I'm gonna catch you. Yes, sir.
Hi, buddy.
All right, let's get this pulled up. Give me 2 seconds, chat. All right, we're good. All right, hold on, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
No, I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear, still look young, any million knockers, money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket, engine get to rocket. It sound like a thunder rocket, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear, still look young, any million knockers, money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket, engine get to rocket. It sound like a thunder rocket, yeah. No, I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear, still look young, any million knockers, money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket, engine get to rocket. It sound like a thunder rocket, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear, still look young, any million knockers, money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket, engine get to rocket. It sound like a thunder rocket, yeah. No, I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear, still look young, any million knockers, money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket, engine get to rocket. It sound like a thunder rocket, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear.
All right, we're back. Hold on, let me see some of these. Chances on a small safety making it instead of a receiver. I mean, if you're a small safety, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, but you just got to be really good at anything like a coach could use to be a negative for you. Just making sure that's not a negative. So if you're small, you're gonna have to show some physicality. I mean, small receiver, small safety, you're gonna run into those issues both ways. So whichever one you're really better at, go with that. Playing tennis as a D lineman. I mean, it's gonna, if it helps your footwork and it doesn't ruin your body, then yeah, definitely beneficial for sure. I think like the issue Like the issue with tennis, I'd say one of the things I would be hesitant with tennis is it just could, like, you know, it could, I feel like there's a chance you're playing it and your body just kind of gets like ruined because of it. But I mean, if you're playing and your body feels fine, then definitely go through with that. Two, 5. All right, let's get this pulled up. We are back on the gaming. Do that. Let's go road to the CFP. I think we're in a new season. I forgot we got demoted. Yeah, you know it. Started off with Michigan Go Blue. Don't want to try and Oklahoma. Yo, Oklahoma's like one of them fast ass teams that's just annoying as hell to play against, bro. How do I change this?
This will be the largest group of assembled fans in the Western Hemisphere. That's why they need a big house. Welcome to Ann Arbor, home of the Michigan Wolverines. We've got a terrific matchup for you today, rich in pageantry and tradition, and it ought to be a fantastic clash. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer.
Edited that. All right, I think we're good to go. Hey, those of y'all that be watching, let me know what other games you want to play. AMCC, that's crazy. Over under 2 picks. All right, first game of the day, we actually might be over that. But low key for the over under, you got to set it at a
he'll make the fair catch.
You got to set it at a half number. It's like over under like 1.5, I'd say. Get him out. Him there. Get this set up. But yeah, let me know what other games you want to see. Not saying I'm getting sick of this game, but definitely want to start branching out more. Ooh, COD. COD was definitely one of my worst games of all time. I have always been trashing that. I'm gonna play it cold.
Give to the running back.
All right, calm first play. Siege, I was damn near worse. I ain't gonna lie, I've never been good at shooters ever. But nah, you know, if y'all, hey, we gonna start bringing some more stuff. Diversifying the games up. Get out my way, bro. Oh my God, I should have had a touchdown there. Should have had something way better.
I love this guy because he brings a physicality to this Michigan offense. Bo Shem back there would have
what he's in though, not really too concerned. Sketch. I'm not like a car guy, but you know, I fuck with cars for sure, a little bit. What, you trying to punch it out too? Like, you know, once we hit that stage where the streaming really be blowing up, we gonna be in some tough shit. Promise you that. Promise you that much.
The give to the back.
How'd that lose 4 yards, bro? That was like a loss of 1, maybe.
And that seemed a little off from the start, didn't it?
That was a big-time play, and it was off from the start because of the play he made.
And I don't think it would have mattered who was playing running back. There was absolutely nowhere to go.
Quick strike complete.
That was so bad.
Yeah, and that's one of those where you just look at the coverage. You look at down the field, taking away all the options, making sure you don't throw that ball downfield to get the first down.
All right.
The only
I just
option,
hope I don't
check it to
sell
the running
this.
back. Now I close that space. Nice job tackling.
On fourth down, they're taking to the air.
Just pick up the easy first down.
They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune.
All right, yeah, sketch
in their
it.
own territory,
Hey, once we
and it
hit,
paid off.
what's it called? Twitch affiliate status. So I think we need. Actually, the only thing I need left to hit affiliate status is for an average of 3 viewers per stream. For the next I don't know, I think 3-4 streams. So we're like over 2. We're at 2.5. So once I hit 3. Once I hit 3 there, I'll be an affiliate. Once I hit affiliate, we'll start doing all that stuff. Getting the mods situation under control. Because we're probably going to need it at that point. But yeah, so I mean, the streaming, it definitely has, the numbers we've done since, been consistent with it. Definitely promising. Definitely been better. Only, kind of only up from there. But it's everything I literally just got done talking about, it's the same. My mentality with streaming is the same it was with sports. It's I might not have been someone who experienced a ton of success out the gate, but you can't really let that deter you. You have to be about the process. So the process is, if I sit here complaining because not a lot of people are watching the streams and I don't stream, well, no one's ever going to watch the stream.
They'll throw it on first down.
Might be a pick.
Unloads to the right.
Oh, that should have been a pick probably. Oh man, we was gonna come close to hitting the over. We might hit this over, chat. But yeah, no. So just stay consistent with it. Keep elevating. Keep trying to improve the quality of things. Keep making it more entertaining for y'all, and then that's when viewers will start popping in. Till then, hey man, rock out with the day ones. Best college quarterback you ever played with? Best quarterback I played with, I'd probably say. Shea Patterson. Either him or Logan.
Got it behind the line. It's Loveland.
Yeah, sketch. I would go F7 as a receiver. I would go F7 really for any position. Just to me personally.
With a tight end like this, it makes it a lot easier calling pass plays on first down, even if the defense is in zone coverage. He did a really good job there, working his leverage, finding
low key. Yeah, no, I would go F7 over XP now. But a couple years back, nah, XP for sure.
The give to the back.
Good touchdown. Good first drive, Hunt. Great first drive. Picked up a 4th down. Ran the ball well. It's beautiful. I love to see.
Possess it throughout the entire first quarter, and they finally cap it off with that impressive rushing touchdown.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the axiom.
Ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Not a fan of the axiom at all. I wore the bucket because it was dumb comfortable. Actually super comfortable and really light. Huge fan. I'm saying right now I'd wear the F7. When I played, I would go. First off, the XP was definitely tough on me. Some of y'all couldn't pull it off, but I look tough with that shit. But
getting set for first down.
But no, I'm saying before I would have went with the XP over the F7. Now, if I was playing right now, I'd be in the F7.
And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Maybe we gotta get him out of here quick. Yo, low-key, my next stream, I might do I have to keep playing until I win I have to keep playing until I win a college football, win a road to the college CFB. And I can't use the same team. I might do that. That might actually be a fun stream. Okay, I might do that tomorrow. Fuck me. Oh my God, bro. I should have lobbed it. All right, we might hit this over. Hey, CC, funny enough, I actually just did drop one of those, I think last week on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. It's we definitely dropped one of those. Yeah, no, it was bad. That was bad. And it was wide open, too. That shit just moves so fast.
This drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play.
I see that gap shoot though.
Mistake, man.
Hey, the offense might be shaky. Defense, we do that. We do that for sure.
Do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs
Hope
to
he does
kind of
that
get
shit.
into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
The clock has
We could have really got him out of here,
reached the
too.
2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead.
Now, see, the
before
C-Flex not bad, I would say.
And
Me, it was just heavy,
here
and
comes
it, like, my forehead, bro. My forehead sweat so much when I wore the Speed Flex.
He's looking to throw. He lets it fly.
I sold that all the way. Oh, my God, I sold that all the way, chat. All the way.
Almost took it all the way.
I thought I
A
switched
huge
stick to
gain.
the, I thought I switched stick to the other linebacker,
I
man.
know it's early in the game, but defensively,
But nah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Hey, Cinnamon Toast Crunch up busting his cereal. Definitely fuck with it.
Gets the ball in his hands. He is so
Definitely
dangerous after the fact.
top
So
tier.
It's okay for him to make
Look, you know, I
catches,
wouldn't even
just
eat it for
get him to
breakfast.
the
Like,
ground.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is like a
And
straight
now
snack
a chance to
for me.
pull even as we get late here in the first half.
All right.
The snap sets up the throw. Dances away to buy time.
Come on, I need a fumble there.
The ground at the 3-yard
Need a
line,
fumble.
but this defense
He's
is
finna do
taking
that.
some punches. There's a timeout
He
call
finna
as
run
this
that.
offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Go straight ahead.
Good tackle.
Pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
This
We got
is
a
our
timeout
this is
here
our
late
first
in the
timeout.
first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
Get a timeout in there. If we hold them, we hold them. Yeah, get ready to learn.
A third
Get ready to
and
learn. Get the ball out
here
quick,
for
buddy.
the 2. Let's see if they can finish the deal. Trying to barge in.
Don't tackle him forward. No, 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 no.
Oklahoma.
Oh, bro, we had it.
I love
Stop.
that this offense stuck to it, stuck to the run game, didn't panic, they got
All
down.
right, he really only scored because I sold on the switch stick.
They can tie this football game.
And 'cause I threw a dumbass
Go
pick.
into the half with a lot of
All right,
momentum.
we got enough time to score. We're gonna score here.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away.
That was a bad sequence. Like really, really bad.
He'll call for the fair catch here.
All right, operation, get the ball down to the end zone and don't throw another pick.
Guys, here come
in
those
full
maize and
effect.
blue winged helmets on offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it
What he's
certainly
in right
can't. I
now
think
don't
one
look like good
way,
run
David,
D.
to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a run.
5 yards, we can live with that.
Find an easy handoff. Just hand
Can
the
live with
football,
that. What's he
get
in?
the ground game
Quarters.
going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Halfway there
Cool.
on first down, it's 2nd and 5.
Backing everyone off.
Back to pass, it's Orgy. Feeling some heat. And the defense
Heat
gets
so
to the
quick.
quarterback. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in
All right.
time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to
Worst time when I've seen someone wear the
Vices
Vices trench. It's gross.
Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
And this defense is
Well,
maxed
that
out
was
with
a
pressure.
that was
Another
terrible.
sack.
I think we get an interception here
Not
though.
one,
His
not
offense
two,
wasn't good.
but 3 sacks
a
in a
clock
row. This
drip.
defense is swarming all over the place. Hey, offense, you might want to change something up.
Ah, damn, that's tough. That is tough. Any medical thing that, like, you know, you obviously can't control. It's like, damn, just hate seeing that. Whoa, 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 ref, he hit me.
The other way. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Just a wall.
Yeah, it was good window.
Everywhere he looks, and he's
Yeah,
guided out of bounds after a short
Did
return.
not let him score.
So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense.
I think he thinks he's going to be able to hit this again.
Football, Jesse, if there's time, there's an opportunity to attack.
And I like them being aggressive.
Looking for a deep man.
Like I said.
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off.
Like I said, we got.
Bringing it back.
Oh, we might be able to. We got time. We got time to get in field goal range. Got time to get in field goal range here.
QB never saw the defender.
He's in quarters. He's dropping. Yeah, we have 2 timeouts. The worst part too is I ran this play and I think I wasted it.
Trying to find his man on first down. Throws to the wideout.
Nope. Nope, we're good.
It's Morgan. We've got a timeout in the waiting
We are
seconds
good.
of that. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays.
I think we just run this. I think we just run this right here, pick up a few yards, get the kick a field goal.
From the gun, running back gets to give. How many guys are left grabbing for air as he gets it to the 26-yard line?
43 yards, right down the middle.
Waste no time getting the timeout call. And in the waning
No way I missed
seconds
this,
of
right?
the first
Yeah,
half,
no way I
they'll
missed
try
that.
to put up 3 before going to the break.
All right, we almost put ourselves in a really bad situation. We did salvage it though. We did salvage it. Now we just got to get another stop here. Not mess up the switch stick. I think we're good.
The Wolverines will kick it off to start the second half.
Oh, I sold that. Did not mean to kick it short.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back.
Good tackle.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop.
He's like been really, really bad about trying to throw these deep shots. So, hey, buddy, that seam not gonna be there.
To go on offense. A big reason they find themselves trailing to start the second half, those 2 turnovers in the first.
Yeah, and I think coaches will tell you the number one thing that you got to make sure you do is take care of the football.
And seam not finna be there, and we not finna give you time.
But step 1, Jesse, taking care of the football.
And it just goes to show you how critical those mistakes are. Only 2 plays. That's really what separates this team from potentially having the lead. If they clean up the errors, they've got a chance to win this game.
He wants to take the top off. And he is
Yeah, this isn't really the most difficult offense we've ever had to go against.
interception of the day.
Not really difficult at all.
Not only on the pick,
Should get him up out of here.
great return to give the offense
Should get him up out of here.
That's number 2. That's a good year for a lot of people. What a day. Having 2 interceptions already. I might try my hand on the other guy. This guy is not somebody I want to mess with.
And the Wolverines will try to punch it in on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running the football, nowhere to go.
Zone weak.
Can the defense
Punch
stop
this
them
thing in.
on second and goal? Slams ahead.
Touchdown.
And he takes it in.
Good shit.
Touchdown, Michigan.
It should be enough. I don't feel threatened by his offense whatsoever.
And quick strikes are easy when you got such
Probably a better chance more of a chance he throws the pick than he scores the touchdown here.
defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback.
All right, same defense, Hunt. Low key, I would even say I think Mason Graham is the best prospect, even with Carter.
They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
Yeah, like I said, better chance for a pick than
Just a terrible struggle.
better chance for a pick than a touchdown.
Drag him down after a good return on the
But yeah, I would go Mason,
Back-to-back
and then
possessions, two
not to
forced
be too
turnovers,
biased
two
here, but I think
interceptions. Defenses
Will's
are
up there.
salivating. That gets you excited. I'm the next guy trying to make a big play. I'm bragging about it if I've already got one pick. But if I'm the other guys, I'm
I
like,
think I don't
"Hey, man,
remember.
I got to get me one too.
I'm not as tapped into the prospects now, especially because a lot of them I wasn't even in college at the same time or at the school at the same time.
Caught in the backfield. It's Loveland.
But I'll probably, I mean, once the combine happens, that's when I'll probably start looking more at that stuff. Maybe make a little bit of content on it.
Able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. It's Orgy. Working the middle of the
Oh, he
field,
gets
and it's
scooped like that. Oh my God.
Love offenses and
Straight
quarterbacks
disrespecting our players.
willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd
Get
and
out
5
there.
than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Quickly to the tight end.
Oh, that was a disgusting juke. Absolutely gross. But it worked.
And the defense brought the blitz on 3rd
It
down.
accomplished
trying
what we
get
needed
the
it to
battle of the quarterback,
accomplish.
but how about the boys? He knew where his answer
That's really all football's
He
about.
never freak out. He just went through his progressions.
Motion.
Picked up the first, and we got a fresh set of downs.
Pocket starts to collapse.
I
Excellent coverage.
hate when the
and
D-line
good
becomes,
use
like,
of the
aware.
hands to knock it away.
I know it wasn't an interception, but a lot of times tips. and
Probably should have thrown that down,
leads
thrown that
to
away.
interceptions. Great job by the
Would've
defender.
been a smart
getting
thing
his
to
man
do.
on the football.
Okay, if we put him on a... That's not gonna work. Reset that.
The aerial assault continues. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on
If you want to do all that with your D line, only rush 3. Hey, we just gonna
Play, but he does a really good job scrambling outside.
just
the
finna
pocket,
run
taking
off with
time,
that.
Picking up some positive
I
yards,
don't-
positive situations.
I don't
and
know what
not
Darius
take
Slay
those
ran.
negative plays. So live to fight another day.
Great block. That was a great block by, I think it was my guard.
Moving the chains for a first
So we
down.
can look this up.
Awesome job. Run the football, right? It's really
Oh, he might be out of here. Might be out of here. He's out of here. Yeah, let's hide this. He ran a 4.36. Nah, bro, Slay was a dog athlete back in the day. I only want to play tier 3s. I'm not trying to play Bama with Missouri. I've done that before. It is a miserable experience. Absolutely miserable. Ah, damn. Hey, Julio, now I remember your name. I don't remember exactly how the game went. I mean, I was streaming for like 5 hours that day. But yeah, no, we can run it back for sure. We should run it back, definitely. But nah, hold on, let me play this game. Play this game and then run it. We can run it.
It's easy to see why they call it that. Home of the Knights
And it's a
of
pretty even
UCF.
matchup.
What do you
Look,
think
Missouri
about
UCF,
that?
that's not a bad
This
matchup for
crowd
this
is
game.
ready for a big
Great
one.
uniforms too.
We believe we've got a great one in store today, and when you've got a team that makes it into the top 25, now when you go on the road, that's when you prove you belong. As we'll see the number 18 team in the country, the Missouri Tigers, taking on a team from the Big 12, the UCF Knights. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up.
Boom, boom. Press releases on air would help. Definitely would help, I'd say. Just make sure you're being intentional about like what you're trying to work since you're on air. But like even just getting the rhythm down of like getting the rhythm down of like, you know, your moves and your footwork and all that, definitely be valuable.
Didn't find any crease
NIL agent. I don't know. I don't want to really be in the dealings of that world. It's not what I want to do with my life personally.
The offense lining up.
All right, defense with Missouri is always interesting.
Brown will throw it.
Okay.
He just throws it away.
Of course, the intentional grounding. Oh wait, low key, I gotta check my depth chart. Gotta check my guys. All right, Brady Cook, like that. Good with that. Receiver. Got Burden. Ooh, we might have to get. Yeah, 97 speed. You in there, buddy? Yo, time to shine. Corner. Corners aren't terrible. The linebackers where it gets like, yeah, middle linebacker. Speed non-existent. Might swap that.
There it is. Here comes the offense on second down.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a lot of stuff I did when I was playing corner. Just working the footwork so that way when you get live, you have enough reps with the footwork to where, like, everything feels comfortable. You can feel when stuff is going off.
He's looking to throw.
Now,
Fires to the right.
you definitely, like, want to, like, do that and then also get in front of receiver. Like, you don't want to just rely on doing it with, like, on air. But on air is definitely can be valuable.
Try to move the chain.
Bro, he bounced off his line. Oh, man, I would have had a tackle. I had a clean tackle, too.
And I think on that last run play on third down here early in the game, they're making a statement
not a huge fan of
physical team, and we're going to run the football even if
quarters, just because I don't think we have the defenders for it.
I expect to see more run plays coming up.
Wants to throw on first down. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Finds his man. Works his way to the 41.
My players like literally don't make a play ever in this game. Quite sickening.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw.
Quite
Very
sickening.
few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
To the air on first down. Throws to the back. Snagged in the middle. It's Harvey. Good pick up there as he gets the first down. They'll mark him at the 40.
Oh, my God, bro.
And a really good job by the quarterback.
Gotta pick a team with a better defense.
He saw his matchup. He went for it. He attacked it. Got the positive.
Gotta pick a team with a better defense because this is not fun.
The Knights come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Back to throw. It's Jefferson. Blasted as he lets it go.
Good blitz, Hunt. Good blitz.
Hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
This pass rush is serious, man. When you watch them on film, they do a nice job in the back end, taking away all the throws downfield. He's trying to get to his check down, but that pressure gets to him, and the hit forced the incomplete.
He's going to take off.
Bro, take a better. Why is that the angle he took? That's a line. It was a safety too.
Remember the price he paid after that hit.
Man, I've been there before. It's the opening drive of the game. You're trying to scramble, make something happen, and you get absolutely lit up. Man, that cold tub, that can't come soon enough. Bad news, though, is you've got an entire game to play.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will.
Just get him on the ground, please.
As he picks up 1 to the 29.
And a nice second effort by
Nah, it's pure step's like the first movement you do. Pure, like you start off with the pure step and then you that's like after that that's when you kick step.
Those are the best run defenses too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover but tackle backs in the open field.
On second down, he's looking downfield. Complete to the left. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a first and goal from the 10. So,
We're gonna be in position. We just like can't make a play.
They'll dial up the run on first and goal.
Bro, he's on your body. Like, just wrap him up.
The Knights in the hurry up. Looking to pass on second down. Gets rid of it. Snags it.
That was like one of the most annoying drives of all time.
Touchdown, UCF.
Literally one of the most annoying drives. Because there were like 3 plays that could have had a pick or...
And wait just a second. The
Maybe he stepped out.
to take a second look at this one.
He stepped out. Let's go. All right. We got to pay this off.
So after reviewing the undisputed
Gotta pay this
video
off.
evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. They've controlled the ball on this opening drive. Play number 10 brings us to 3rd and goal. Back to throw. It's Jefferson. Keeps looking downfield.
What's funny, I might have, not really pass interference, but I definitely definitely committed some type of penalty there.
Looking to throw.
Let's go! That's how you take advantage right there.
Listen, I have no
Take advantage of a miscue.
aggressive on 4th down, but the consequences of that.
Or not even miscue, just, you know, we got lucky. Him stepping out of bounds, paid it off.
Be aggressive. Well, defense, you got to get my back now.
He's loose at the 15.
And great first play.
How about that effort to get it out?
It don't gotta be that long,
They'll mark
Mo.
it at the
Like,
21. It's a first down.
in 45 minutes, like, it's probably good. I feel like he might have only blitzed because of
Here's this
the field
offense
position,
with a
so
fresh set of downs.
I don't like this. Don't love that against that look, so we'll just go here.
Right back to the well.
Oh, how'd all those guys get banned, bro? He had like there were like 4 pancakes on that play.
Run there to pick up the first down.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy.
Go.
He's got incredible speed.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. He's going to pass. All kinds of time before he fires. And it won't make
I tried doing it a little earlier. He got
before the
bumped
big
off his
play.
route, so I didn't want to
Quarterback knew where he wanted to go with the ball.
like, it kind of
It's
pump
10
faked it,
targets,
but
wasn't it?
we might have had
Quarterback
something
made sure
there.
he put that
All
football
right, he's in cover 1 again.
And the incompletion brings up a 2nd down for this offense. Quickly out to the tight
7
end.
yards. It's a good
And
play.
he goes out of bounds after
It's a
coming
good
up with
play right
positive
there.
yardage
Well, a nice completion there,
Cloud.
finding the tight end. What's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards.
think we
now
keep
to
the ball on the
make
ground here.
3rd down management, really putting this offense in a good position.
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers.
Just go right here. Hopefully he's not in a.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass.
I say hopefully he's not in a
On the out route.
in a cloud zone. He's not, so we just take the free
With a
access.
first down.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
And the Tigers have it with a 1st and 10.
Like I said, best player, get him the ball.
Pass to the receiver.
Get him the ball. 8 yards.
Pickup of
Hey,
8
it's calm.
opens a
It's calm.
world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
That's a really good job by the defense, reacting to what they see. They see the quarterback flip it.
All right, I need him to not run with this here.
Corral that football. He picked up some yards, yeah, but you didn't give up that big explosive play. Now you have to make him earn it now on the next down.
Firing to the right, complete.
Let's go down.
And they knock him down, but he got
Let's go
past the
down.
line gain.
I like the
High
running back
key, I
there
wanna
on the
think
route
he
and
might-
patience.
we might wanna run
Shows
clock
really
right now.
setting it up. He got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the
Might want to
ground,
run
get
some clock just
separation,
because
catch
I
it,
don't
turn
want to
up
give him the
for
ball
first.
back. I don't really want to give them the ball back with a lot of time. I'm not confident in my defense.
Down to the
I know I can
12-yard
score,
line, it's first
but I
down.
don't know about if I can get a lot of stops. So let that thing trickle down. Trick.
From the gun. Give on the inside.
Oh, 2 yards, I can live with that.
The
There we go.
defense going to stop the clock with a
Starts
timeout.
using
They
some
want to make sure they
timeouts.
have everybody on the same page.
Don't call though. Don't call.
Second down.
I'm
coming
playing
up with
Missouri
this
in a
red
minute.
zone opportunity. Dropping back, it's Cook. Quarterback moving. He'll throw it. Makes the catch.
Nice crafty little pass right there.
Thought he might be able to wiggle his way into the end zone, but they knocked him down at the 3.
Man, this guy's going to need some water when he gets to the sidelines. They've been putting him to work on this drive, right? We've seen him tote the rock with success. Now you're
Nah, I think you'll see diminishing returns doing 2 field work sessions. Now, if you want to do like field work session stretching, field work session and weightlifting, that's one thing. But doing 2 of the same thing, like you're just not gonna like the returns are gonna be diminishing.
On 3rd and short, they'll go to the power running
Fuck.
game. They bring him down, and he's going to lose.
We take
the
3
yard
here.
on that
Nah,
one.
we gotta go for this.
Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make
gotta
sure
go for this.
everyone has the same call.
I need something like red zone. I'm gonna call timeout. Might have to call timeout. Yeah, we're gonna call timeout. Gonna call. I gotta figure
Offense
something
will
out.
have to use its first timeout of the half.
Quick pass. All right. If I don't like the look, we might.
Down and 1, and they'll go for it.
We got.
They'll try it on the ground.
I was about to say, I like.
And he takes it to the house.
If we spread it out, I think we'll be able to run it. Very audible.
A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
Ooh, St. Francis versus Mater Day, 4th week of August. Need to pull up. We definitely gonna put it on the preliminary schedule. Now we are in Arizona right now, so we're gonna have to fly there. Definitely planning on flying out. Definitely gonna need y'all to start messing with the videos a little bit more, so we're not just throwing money away. But we're definitely gonna start crafting. Not right now, but like in a couple months, start crafting the schedule. Have a couple. Probably gonna be a lot more West Coast this year, but we're definitely gonna have some East Coast excursions. Especially because, obviously gotta have content to make the money. So gotta go where content's gonna be the best.
Back on the field, ready to go to work. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
Just can't
Let him run
turn
that
it
ball.
over and
It's
throw
fine.
a pick if you're the quarterback here. You've got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision.
Wants to throw. It's Jefferson. Still looking on the move.
Bro, how did he catch that?
He's run out of bounds.
How do we not even make a play on the ball, bro? That's what I'm talking about.
Moving the sticks for a first down.
This game just really don't fuck with me
Nice
at
job
all.
by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
Comes out throwing on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Pulls it in. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
And a great play design here in this type of situation. Obviously, trailing, you're trying to put something up on the scoreboard and just.
All right, yeah, no, I mean, we like I
using
said,
the boundary, getting the ball
St.
out
Francis is
of
one of them
bounds.
teams. We definitely gonna make an effort to get them on the schedule for sure.
3 before halftime. It's good, and that was dead solid, perfect.
Stretch.
I know they're trailing going into the locker room.
If
here
you
at
stretch,
halftime.
that is like the probably most important thing you can do that most people don't do.
The momentum that they can
That will
carry
get you
with them into the second
not even
half.
necessarily better, but
There's a
keep
lot
you
of
on the
football left
field.
to go see what happens.
Fair catch. Call
All right,
for
let's see if we can
and
just throw some up to Burden. Maybe he cooks everyone off the line.
Just enough time for one final play of the half. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Looking to move it through the air. Grabbed over the middle.
All right, let's
It's
get us some
Burden.
yards.
That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
All right, we do have the lead, though, which is the important part. We haven't really got to stop yet, but
They're lining up to boot it away.
if we score here, we can pretty much put this game on ice.
Not
After
going to
catch.
risk a return
Maybe a
here.
little
He'll make the
fumbles.
fair catch. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. And then a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to
Oh,
put
might
that
be.
behind.
We're not out of there, but not out of there, but all right. Good first play. Good place out the half.
It's
Rematch.
so important this offense.
Let's see if he wants to run that
is able
again.
get this guy the
Yo,
ball
what's good,
in space,
JR?
Especially in the perimeter of the field, and I love that last play call because he's able
See
to
if
get
he wants to stay in
outside
this.
and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous.
Oh, that was close. That was
Finds his
close.
big tight end.
That was
Really
close.
Nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense.
Definitely
into
had
the
to
first down.
pass lead that
This
one.
tight end just creates matchup problems no matter how you try to defend him.
How about the catch radius on him, too? So as a quarterback, you don't have to be perfect when throwing it to him. You just got to get it somewhere
Good
in
trap.
his vicinity, and he can come up with the
Good trap.
Makes the stop at the 23-yard line, but it's a pickup of 15. A first down, and this offense is smelling the end zone. Mizzou coming out with a fresh set of downs.
I think this might be a blitz. It is. We got the running back to the flats on the right.
They'll throw it on first down. Takes the easy completion.
Probably threw it a little bit too
And the
early.
defense
Could have waited a
settled
second
in to
longer.
stop that one for a short gain.
Yeah, blitz.
Well, he made the grab, but the doors
Hey, I
closed
see.
quickly
Hey, man.
after that.
Once you got a little bit of
I
football
like
knowledge,
this.
you be
I
seeing
wanna
stuff like
find
this.
my running back, but man, he's got to do a little more damage after
We
the
got
catch.
two
I
guys
need a
stacked
stiff
over
arm.
here.
I need a spin move.
Why are you
I
doing
need
that?
Something where
Is he
he
missing
can
again?
make that guy miss and keep pick up a bunch of yards and maybe get a big play out of it.
Tight end finds a soft spot. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set
What
up in
defense is he
business with
running?
a first and goal.
I'm not even sure.
Really good job.
I'm not sure what
working
adjustments
through
he's
his
making
progression.
because
Get it to him quickly, and the big
you let
tight
tight
end
end
gets
go
a
off
chance
like
to run a
that.
little.
He's gonna
And
take
a
it every
really
time.
good
Pause.
job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
He works his way all the way down.
I don't know about hours at a time. Like one thing about like working hard and grinding, a lot of people like mess up with is you don't have to let that consume you. Like that doesn't have to be the only thing you do. You just have to spend enough time on it to where you feel like you're really improving at a rate you want to be improving at. But I mean, if you watch like if you watch like an hour a day, hour and a half a day, I think you'll take enough from it. Like if you sit there watching it for 6 hours, at that point it's gonna be like just kind of information overload, and you're gonna like everything you do is pretty much diminishing, I'd say. So the first hour you're good, second hour you take away a little less. By the 6th hour, like you're just gonna be kind of sitting there staring at a screen. Like even when I was playing and we were game playing for an opponent, I did not watch film for 8 hours a day. Like I watched it for 3 hours, took away the stuff I needed to take away, and then went on to do other things. But like you don't have to let it be that be the only thing you ever do.
UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Paul. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And he's got it!
Our players play like such idiots
And
in that
he's brought
situation.
down after a huge completion.
That's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
They're bringing heat.
Let's go. Back it up, buddy. Back him up.
Let him get away with that. No Here comes the flag.
He likes rolling out too, so you know what we might do? See if we got a little
And now on second down
little
for this
Blitzington
offense.
over here. He was also pretty piss poor handling the pressure earlier.
Downfield, it's Jefferson. Fires to the wideout.
Good play.
Incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
Great job by the DB covering deep. Listen, you always say deep to shallow, deep to shallow. Don't give up the big play. Great job by the DBs, seeing the football, going and breaking on it, and make sure the wide receiver doesn't make a big play.
Corners are going to bail.
I say, back your ass up.
On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. He is complete.
Get him on the ground.
Sure,
Let's see what he does here.
to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
Interesting
A famous
scenario.
writer once said most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a
If he doesn't get this,
desperate
pretty
move
much ball
going
game.
on fourth down, trailing by double figures. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down.
Good shit.
Knocked away. They'll give up
Yeah,
the
should
ball,
be.
failing to convert on fourth.
Should pack him up. Yeah, I was about to say, pack him up. Let's get it. All right, Julio, you still there? I mean, y'all see the record, 152-60. Definitely win a lot more games than we lose. Now, I would say of those 60 losses, probably 40 of them came with using a random team. But Julio, let me know some real quick. Real quick. Let me see if he's... I think this was him. Pretty sure. We'll send the invite. If you don't accept it, then we'll just go to another game. Yeah, it's cooked. Hey, appreciate that, Keegan. Appreciate that. All right, back to road to the CFP, baby. I don't know, maybe we get a little... All right, those y'all in chat, is there any team you want to see me use? We're not doing Tennessee, though. Not Tennessee, no service academies. I'll give y'all like 10 seconds before I, or you want to see me do a random? All right, Texas, team I'm familiar with. We actually, it's funny, we had two different people in two different chats say that. All right, let's go, Texas. I appreciate the gift, Keegan. All right, we might throw Arch in there. Oh, Ohio State is gonna be a sweaty game. All right, we'll use Alabama next, Sketch. Funny enough, I've actually only played with Alabama one time in this game. Like, I don't know. It's just something about... They feel real cheesy and spammy, so...
On the banks of the Olentangy, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes and one of the great settings in all of college football. Boy, the scarlet and gray already rocking this house. This isn't your run-of-the-mill matchup. You get a couple of powerhouses, both ranked in the top 10, and statements can be made in this one. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the Texas Longhorns, taking on the 4th-ranked team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Bruce Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going.
Let's get a dub here. Nice quick little dubski. And we get ball to start. Calm. Now, work overload, it depends on what you're doing, but work overload can 100% be a real thing because the body can only go through so much. So I've seen it before with guys who put a ton of stress on their body and they end up breaking down because of it. Just be real intentional in what you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve. Like if you're working speed training, right, and you do it in the morning and in the afternoon, well, you get to the afternoon and like your legs are shot, you're not going to really gain much more from doing what you've been doing, right? Or from the speed training. So like the mama mentality is really just being locked in on what you want to need to be locked in on. But it doesn't say like, yo, you can't do anything else in your day. You have to, you know, work till your body literally can't function anymore. Because remember, all the work you put in, it's so that way you can succeed come game day. What were the adjustments I made here? That was free safety. We put him in. Then sub linebacker. Oh, we got to go slot receiver. Slot receiver. Where the hell? Oh, here we go. We're gonna have to rock out with that. All right, let's see. I think we're in good shape. Definitely think we can make some shake right now.
But a great break for this offense.
All right, so we have the good field position. Can't waste that. Point. Hey, CC, you've been watching enough to know that I am definitely, that you definitely want to take the over on that. Like, y'all know I love running the ball. That's what we do.
Handoff to the single back. And not
I feel like I gained at least 4 yards.
Defense runs him out of bounds.
Nice run there on first down. You know this is a running back that gets better as the game goes on. So they're going to want to make sure they keep feeding him the football, let him get louder.
That's calm. Hey, those y'all that's watching right now, if y'all want to head on over to Twitch, hey, be my guest. By all means, please do that. Okay, I think it screwed me on TikTok, especially starting in one topic and switching over to a different one. It's calm though. It was a good stream earlier on. Good stream overall, for real, for real. I think it just got a little bit better of a juke. Play had a lot of promise. All right, we just playing man coverage. Bad idea. Bad idea. Try to hit a blur right here. Quick blur. Yeah, if he just got that block initially, I think we would have been straight. I probably juked like a half second too early.
Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a third down stop. To the air, it's Manning. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the...
That's not the matchup, gang. Favorite color, blue. I told you I was going to happen. Like, let's see, cover 3 buzz match. Yeah, come on now. Like,
how many people expected this to happen.
don't do, bro. Come on. Like, I know football. I know football too well for you to think that was going to work.
Tremendous points. The opening drive, nice execution. They scored a touchdown. That was big time.
Hey, CC, what's funny, I was like low-key, a part of me was like, I should just fall down right here so I could get a rushing touchdown. I was like, yeah, nah, we'll just go ahead and score the tutty.
down pass.
She has Styles on Bond. That is a what we call a mismatch in the streets.
The kickoff unit about to go to work.
Grr, boop, boop. All right, let's play some defense here.
And they
Play
thought
some
about a
defense.
return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25.
Does he come out in, though? That's the real question. Did not mean to call a play there. It's fine. I was going to call cover 3 drop anyways. When in doubt, cover 3 drop. That's the motto. And just, is he even here? But yeah, cover 3 drop and then just adjust from there. That's usually what my base is. We switch it up every now and then, though, so don't just think. That's all it is. All right, bro, come on. Come on, gang.
Unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time.
Brody got shaky Wi-Fi. That's what it is. Hey, just boot him, EA. Come on, just boot him. Just get him out of here. Oh, there we go. All right, 3 dubs. You know, we're not going to count that as using Texas. We'll run it back with them. Felt more like we loaded into a game with Texas. Now we played a game with Texas. Just make sure I get the dub. Being process. There we go. Good dubski. Won't count that. Sheesh. Texas versus Georgia. Low-key, dope. I really feel confident against anyone in this game as long as I just don't play like a super demon. Now, some of y'all out there be absolutely demons.
Between these iconic hedges, the
Hey, CC, we got to make it for a full game. We got to if the game gets cut in half, then the bet will be void. I'm gonna say over on that. I'm gonna say over. I've gotten way more comfortable using Texas. I don't throw some of the dumb picks I've thrown in the past. I think we'll hit the over. Barring quit.
Taking on the second-ranked team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs. 48 Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started.
Get the get. We got ball first? All right, bet.
Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway.
I mean, I get it to an extent. Like, if you spend all day on the game, then that's one thing. But, like, if you're efficient with your time, right? So, say you work out, wake up 6 a.m., work out in the weight room. So, you work out 6 a.m., right? Go to the weight room. Go to school and all that. After school, you do field work. You do, like, a stretching routine. And you get all that done, and it's 8 o'clock, and you hop on the game. Like,
the gun, they'll try to impose their
you got all the work you need to get in done, right? Like even me personally, if I had an option, like I'd never worked out in the morning. Now people always say like early bird gets the worm. I was like, I don't care. Like me working out at 10 p.m. is the same as working out at 6 a.m. Like there's no difference in the work. So yeah, I'm not gonna arbitrarily do something just because I don't want to do it. Now, if you need like discipline in your life like that, definitely work out earlier. But I was never been someone who just needed like extra discipline. I need to keep there. I could have just ran. But like a lot of stuff is whatever works for you, right? Like I'll never tell someone, oh, don't work out in the morning. There's no point. I'll never say, oh, if you're not working out in the morning, you're like holding yourself back. You know, it's all case by case. Three match. Let's just stay with the 3 match. So if you do, hey, we learn. Yo, what's good, Kyle? Appreciate that, Devontae.
Looking downfield, it's Ewers. He hurls one deep down the left side.
Favorite color? All right, CC, that don't count. That don't count. We were pacing for over 20 and a half, though. We were pacing to hit the over. Like I said, man, favorite color, blue. I don't even know. Nah, I don't know if I get 100 push-ups right now. I don't know if I ever was able to hit 100 push-ups straight in my life. Oh, 10 by 10. All right, 10 by 10, you should be able to bang out 10. You should be able to bang out 10 push-ups off the strength of just, like, making them out. All right. I think that counts as using Texas. We'll go Bama now, as requested by chat. But 100 push-ups definitely ain't for the not light work by any means.
Welcome to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where titles are won, legends are made, and fields are named after them. Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium, home of the Alabama Crimson.
I mean, I've done like y'all see me do 50. Y'all have seen me do 50 on stream before. That shit not fun at all. Like definitely be burning once you hit in the 40s. But if you like have to hit 100 in total, I've actually done workouts where you have to hit 100 push-ups at the end. Yeah, no. Once you get to like, once you start getting up there in the number, just start hitting like 10 at a time, 10 at a time, 10 at a time. I mean, you do that, like you'll see your body. You'll definitely see your body change if you do that consistently. Ooh, I don't know. I've never. I don't think. I think I played with Bama once. I might go with the under for this game. Shit, one. No one's put their name in and said they wanted to play. Two, I'm really just trying to get to 3 hours streaming on the day and be up out of here. Like they don't have a stack. Like I wasn't really trying to really play anyone.
Here comes the offense on first down.
Well, I know it's a run, buddy. I don't know.
He wants to throw.
Let's get him on the ground. Good shit.
The defense wouldn't let him it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Nah, definitely want to increase your protein. I looked it up earlier. You want to eat 1 to 1.1 grams of protein per pound. Ooh, he better throw us some. He better throw us some, chat.
The quarterback liked in the pre-snap there, thinking his primary target was going to have a favorable matchup. The defense did a nice job disguising that look. They got more bodies over to him and forced the incompletion.
Hey, Kyle, Strictly Hitch. Do y'all or Hicks? Do y'all use Twitch by any chance?
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there.
Hey, if y'all could hop on Twitch and watch on Twitch, like you don't even got to watch on TikTok, that would like really help me out. We trying to hit affiliate status, and the last thing left we need is an average of 3 concurrent viewers. So if y'all can go over on Twitch, that would be lovely. What we got? We got 3 there right now, but I really appreciate that. Appreciate y'all for sure.
Offense taking over now in great field possession. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just
no. I don't think if you obviously if you sit there all day and just sit on, your phone, it's gonna hold you back, but like you have a lot of time in your day, right? A lot of time. Every second of your day is not going to be spent working out or, quote unquote, getting better. So you don't have to feel like you have to remove every aspect of your life that isn't like working. You could say. But obviously, there's a middle ground, right? You can't just bullshit around and expect results either.
Back to pass, it's Milrow. Buys a little time with his feet. Fires toward the
Good
end
dot.
zone.
Good dot.
It's caught.
I appreciate that. Appreciate you, Strictly.
So that score leaves you with a burning question. Who had that dude?
And I feel like as we move on, like TikTok is just kind of limited in what you can do with chat. I feel like Twitch, there's way more like stuff you can do with chat. So that's like that's the big goal is get the Twitch popping. We are on pace to hit our streaming goal for the month. We actually, it's gonna be tight. We're gonna have to stream for 5 hours tomorrow and Friday.
Nice
I think we
job
can
by
do
the
it.
kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes and they'll stop
Yeah, no,
it
Kyle,
with
that's facts. Like,
speed.
even when I remember when I first started posting on like social media, people would be in the comment section like, "Oh, like you're posting instead of working." It's like, bro,
We're ready to get another look
I just
at the
did.
Bulldog offense.
I did all my workouts for the day, got everything I needed to do done. Me spending 30 minutes to upload a video like isn't gonna affect me.
Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole.
Yeah, man, the Bama jerseys are definitely pretty bland.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
You getting some heat, buddy. Get ready to learn blitz. Ready to learn hot route for real, for real.
He's looking for an open man on second down.
That was good.
Finds
Good by
his
him.
man. It's Etienne. Oh, he gets
There's no
it.
reason that juke had that. Like
And he
that
was
juke did that.
loose and in the open field and on his
No, I mean it's not
way
even about
for
trying.
the
Hey, see, I don't even think it's about
end
trying
zone.
harder. CC, it's more so about the
Dogs
fact
have had
that
a long history of
it's just so
scrapping
iconic.
and
Like it's an
efficient
iconic jersey.
quarterbacks at a
I feel
little
like
star
in
power.
college football,
You've got
especially the
something
iconic jerseys,
You
like won't
definitely
ever
get a
switch.
little extra something. We see it all across college football. You find that dude at the quarterback.
Hey, appreciate that
spot.
sketch.
It
Appreciate
takes
that.
you from good to great.
Yeah,
We've seen that
I need like a
before
few more submissions for week 13. I'm gonna be doing a lot of reactions tomorrow. Like I'm probably not gonna be on the game at all. Maybe later, like very later in the stream if I need to get to 5 hours. But
They'll give it to the back.
definitely gonna be trying to look through. I'm gonna probably look through my entire Discord tomorrow.
The defense doing a great job.
Just this
committing to
Discord
the run.
or stream
You
on
commit
pretty
to the
much
run like
going through
this,
my Discord,
obviously,
seeing what
you
y'all
give up some
been
plays in
posting
the
and talking
passing
about.
game, but you gotta stop
And
the
hopefully
run
people that
first.
watch end up
Picked up 2
tuning in.
yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. To the air. It's back. Looking to the big tight end.
I was gonna say, bro, if he
Really
caught that,
needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose. And third
if he
down
caught
is
that, I was
coming.
gonna like actually lose
Georgia
it.
comes quickly to the line. Wide receiver now comes in motion. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Grab
Good
on.
tackle.
And he's not going to get there. The defense stands
Pineapple's
tall
definitely a
and
good
makes the
fruit.
stop.
Definitely W fruit. Look, we might do some like tier rankings tomorrow on some random stuff. Like not even sports. Like fruit tier ranking, beverage tier ranking, chips, fast food,
On
snacks,
fourth
all
down,
that.
He'll try to toss it.
Give me that. Might be out here quick.
Traffic, it's picked
And
up.
we have 14 CC. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get. I don't know if we're gonna hit 20.
He's at the 10. And he
Don't know
is
if we're gonna hit 20.
all the way back. Touchdown, Alabama.
Do they give us desserts?
And this is exactly what
Now they had some dessert type stuff. So when I was at Michigan, every time we won a game, we call it like the victory meal on Mondays. So we would get like crab legs. Was it lobster too? I want to say it was crab legs, lobster, steak. And then for dessert, we would get ice cream. So you could like, I always made mine into a milkshake, but like we have ice cream bar, like Oreos. We'd have like fudge, all that stuff.
No chance at a return.
All the toppings really, chocolate chips.
At their own 25.
And then for night before the game, they would always have ice cream. So the night before every game I ever played in college, I would have vanilla ice cream, Oreos,
Georgia ready to go back
whipped
to
cream
work on offense.
every night before the game. Like low key, the food playing college football, especially at Michigan, Looking back, one of the biggest things like you take for granted that it's like, oh damn, like I missed out on this. I'm definitely missing this a little bit. Like not even like it, because you didn't have to worry about it. Like food was always taken care of. Some of the stuff like was a little trash, but some of the shit was like, you know, pretty. Some of the stuff was like really valid.
They'll go to the ground.
But even the ease of like not having to think about anything. Nah, you're good, Elena. Hey, CC, I thought this as soon as I saw that, I thought the same thing. I was like, did he do that on purpose? Like, he got hold on, he got about 6, 7 5 stars committed.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Looking to throw, it's back. Coming after him.
Oh, all right, we hit 20. All right, we hit 20. Let's see if he lets me get the extra point. I gotta see if he lets me get the extra point. Probably not. Probably not.
Awesome job by the linebacker there in coverage.
Damn. All right, that I feel like that counts. That should count. That should count. So we didn't technically get buffalo wings at Michigan, but we had like pretty much once a week we had like grilled wings. So it was like grilled wings, and then we just had like a bunch of like bowls of different sauces. So my favorite, we had like Thai chili, we had buffalo, we had barbecue. But nah, food at Michigan definitely went crazy. Food at Michigan definitely went crazy. Utah State, the meals were a lot more missed than hit, but we had some stuff that was even still busting. Like the breakfast at Utah State, some of the time, some of the days went crazy. Like we let's go random. We'll go Rutgers. Make sure it's tier 3 though. But no, we had I didn't want to play Oklahoma. Utah State, like breakfast, we had these. I actually posted it. I posted a video about it, about the breakfasts. But like we had these waffles. You used to go absolutely crazy, bro. Damn, Sketch. I wish you had said that like 10 seconds sooner. But now the waffles used to go crazy. The sausages they had went crazy. Low-key the toast, because we used to get toast from like a local bakery. Toast is kind of fire too. But nah, damn, bro. I miss not having to worry about breakfast. It should be a pain in the ass now, especially, bro. Eggs be OD. Like I went to the store a couple weeks back. It was like $10.87. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like $10 for eggs is nuts. Bro, eggs is OD out here. I guess they're OD everywhere, but yeah, there was like $10 out here. All right, now you were tripping with the soda before the game. I don't even drink soda in general. Now my brother always makes fun of me about this because I'll be like, I don't drink soda. Soda disgusting. Soda nasty. But I'll damn sure bust down on a McDonald's sweet tea. So I don't know, something about the carbonation I just don't fuck with. But nah, I never played Keon Coleman in college because I left. My last year at Michigan was 2020. So yeah, he was long gone. All right, we got Monungai. We have a receiver. Oh wait, we actually got some receivers. A little bit of receiving core. We might have to put bro. Put bro here. Put him here maybe. I don't know. We'll take it case by case. Now Rutgers should have some athletic defenders. Whoa. All right, we gotta get Torre in there. We have to call timeout again, or pause it again. All right, let's see. No, we never played Michigan State or Florida State. I mean, we did play Bama, so make the play. We did play Bama, but it was not No, not Michigan State or Florida State. They actually did play. Utah State did play Michigan State in 2018. I just was still at Michigan at the time. All right. Let's get him there. Him there. Who's our mic? 74 speed. Never mind. We're missing someone. Missing someone. All right. Get them there. What's our secondary? All right. Not a lot of burners.
A chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. Another big play for this Sooner receiver, dare I say, Hollywood-esque.
Hollywood is right, and that's one guy that comes to mind, by the way. But this offense, it just does what it does, no matter the name, no matter the coach, whoever it is.
Backpedal.
It's going to be fast-paced.
Yeah, no, those are good drills. I mean, pretty much just go on like Instagram, TikTok, corner drills, find someone that looks like they know what they're talking about. Now, if you go to backpedal school, you'll definitely see that, and you'll get some good drills.
He's looking to throw it. Fires to the middle. Complete to the left.
He's pretty good.
Defense caught out of position.
Not
and
bad.
They get him down finally at the 38. And this passing game has him calling Boomer and answering Sooner again.
And they're starting to get this crowd jacked up and this crowd riled up. And listen, they love their team. And, dude, think about all the success Oklahoma has had over the years. Different cast
a little more set up. Oh, we got, this is going to be so nasty looking at two linebackers with 56.
Looking to go up top on first down. Trying to get to it.
Someone make the play. Oh, my God, bro. We're right there. No, he's definitely the only first-round Utah State quarterback. I think basketball, you definitely have to grind more. Football is a lot more based on your athleticism than basketball is.
And the Sooners will line it up on 1st and 10. They move the tight end all over. The give out of the gun.
All right, our defense is getting torn apart right now.
Running play moves the chains for the first down.
You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your offense here on the opening drive.
If it's a minor foot surgery, I think it'll be fine.
Nice rhythm. They've got
With technology these days, you can.
Right now, and they've got the defense on
I don't think it'd be too big an issue. All right, we need a pick here. Need our red zone defense to shine through right now.
Now from inside the red zone. Looking for the score.
Nope. Not at all.
Touchdown Sooner.
No, I've never been officially injured. Like the worst thing I ever had was tendinitis. But never like an actual injury. Under the radar. I actually fuck with Kamari Lassiter's game heavy. His highlights tape, I think he just dropped one, so it popped up like on, I've seen a couple people repost on Instagram and Twitter. Fuck with his game. I don't know if he's super underrated anymore, but Javon Holland. I'm trying to think who else.
Very efficient 5-play scoring drive.
I'm trying to think who broke. There was someone on, what was it, on Denver this year. I think McMillan was his last name. Bro went crazy against the Browns. All right, well, this is going to be the Kyle Monungai show right here.
Looking for a productive play on first down. The run to the right.
All right, 4 yards, not awful. Nah, Christian Benford for sure tough.
It's impressive. When it's first down,
definitely tough.
Thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement.
Like him getting hurt was kind of what screwed the Bills against the Chiefs, in my opinion.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6.
Who's just gonna double mug this? I think we can get a little stick off. Pause.
He's looking to throw.
Why would he run forward?
How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him too?
Nice job by the defense staying glued to it. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
He wants to throw it. They're trying to get to it. That pass
It's going to be a rough game. I think we get 4 yards,
trying to
though.
throw, and they can't convert on third down.
Reese guy.
And I like the aggressiveness on 3rd and short, trying to throw the football.
I think he did bring some type of blitz, though.
They weren't successful, and now it's 4th and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Finds his man, and they
Pick the first up, get down.
That one with some serious heat. This senior quarterback doesn't need a lot of space.
No point in
Really nice job by the offense. Hey, man, trust your guys, right? We got all these analytics and 4th down, said it, go for it.
Taking a hit there.
Trust the quarterback. He gets it done with the completion and gets the big first down.
He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Finds a man on the left.
W route concepts, Hunt. Kind of dicing up right now.
Into the 2nd quarter.
Ooh, I don't know if Cooper's having 1,000 yards next year. I would not bet on that. Why is that the only pistol formation?
1st down to start the drive.
Okay, if we can take up 3 minutes to score a touchdown here, that's actually beautiful. Actually going to be beautiful.
Handoff to the single running back. They've got it inside
Come first.
the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's 1st down.
What's funny, in high school, I better be him. That better be him. In high school, I actually played receiver. I didn't play corner. So I got to prep school. And then once I hit college after my 2nd year, so I played corner for 2 years at Michigan, played safety for 2 years, and then played safety the rest of my time at Utah State. I don't know why he quit that one. All right, we're at 3 hours, though. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to end it right here, so that way I can eat. I got to chop up. Those of y'all that was here earlier, you know how long that combo was. We got to chop that up, get that made a video for... get that made as a video for tomorrow, but I will 100% be on stream tomorrow, probably at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, so 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. I'm gonna be on stream. Those of y'all that be here all the time, hey man, tap in on Twitch. Those of y'all on TikTok, tap in on Twitch. But I got there's something very, very, very big dropping tomorrow, so. I can't wait. I was supposed to drop today. It's going to drop tomorrow. Can't wait for y'all to see that. So just know I'm going to be reacting to that to start. And then we're going to do a bunch of reactions. Might hit gaming in the last 2 hours, trying to get 5 hours tomorrow streaming. But